Hey y'all, good morning. We starting out this video today with a fish apparently, because I guess my camera wasn't rolling when I caught it. But I'm gonna hold this dang thing up here for you and I'm gonna show you what we're doing today. We are in for a treat. If I can get hold of this thing, this is a big fish. We have got a special situation going on today. Hold yourself still there, fish. That's a dang nice carp for fish number one, y'all. I'm gonna get him out of here and I'm gonna show you what's happening. When this situation's going on, you can have an amazing bite. And I think we're gonna have us a good day because it's happening. Let me get the camera here. Like I said, this is attempt number 2 at the video. I been talking out here and the camera apparently wasn't rolling. Didn't realize it till I went to set the camera up on the front mount here. But look over here. I get my words out, I'm excited. All that surface activity over here, that is carp. They are spawning right now. They are in this creek. The sun's just coming up. Along the grass over here, they're thrashing around, doing their yearly mating ritual. This carp spawn, it doesn't last long. It's 2 or 3 days that this happens when they move in. But if you're on the water when it's happening, if you're at right place, right time like we are today, it can be an awesome bite. Once you get fish feeding in a certain area and you've got this many fish in here, man, the last time I fished a carp spawn, it was like one fish after another. My arm was tired. At the end of the day, I'd caught so many fish. So I've got 2 rods out right now. I've got one on this side of the creek. That fish there came on the other side of the creek. I just got baits out a few minutes ago. Like I said, we're right here at sunrise. I got on the water early. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get this other rod back out. Once we get fish going, if it's anything like the last time I was in this situation, we'll probably go down to 1 rod because, man, that a couple years ago when it happened, I'd cast the bait out, boom, fish would be on it instantly. So I'm gonna get y'all in the chest here. Hopefully the camera is gonna stay running this time. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe I was in such a rush and so excited. Maybe I just started talking and never hit the damn camera button. I don't know. But either way, y'all, I'm pumped up. I came out yesterday to do a bait run for catfish. I was trying to get some shad. And I saw all this activity going on. And I said, man, if they're still here today, we're gonna be in for a treat. And so I come back out today and here we are. I would have loved to hit it yesterday, but I wasn't planning on carp fishing yesterday. You know, I was just coming out making a catfish bait run, so I didn't have my gear with me or nothing. And I'm like, if they're still here today, we're gonna get it on. So let me show you here, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to carp fishing, let me just show you the basic rig here. I should have showed you before I started packing all this pack bait around it, but it's just a cheap Amazon method feeder. I've got a link down in the video description. They're very cheap, but it's just wire and coil and a 1 ounce weight. You pack your pack bait around it, which in today's case, we've got cherry jello, panko breadcrumbs, and cream style corn. And that all makes like a doughy mixture that you can pack on. You've got a short leader here below it. That's about 4-inch leader, a number 6 size carp hook. And then we've got a hair rig with a couple pieces of fake corn. Those corn kernels are pink. The other side over here has yellow corn. And then I brought some worms with me to put on the hook as well, although I don't think we're gonna need the worms, but I've brought them, so we'll stick them on here until we get them really feeding good. These carp, when they're over here spawning and doing their thing, they're not really focused on eating, but all of these carp in this creek aren't spawning necessarily at the same time, right? Like you see the ones thrashing around over here in the grass, they're obviously doing their thing, but the other carp that are moving up here to do so, or carp that have already spawned and still here, they are easily catchable. And so you can just have an absolute blast catching fish that are anywhere from a few pounds to 15, 20 pounds up in here, just because of the volume of fish that are here at this moment. And this area, I don't know what it is about this particular creek, but the creek, I launched in a different creek to come up here. There was no spawning activity going on in that particular creek. So I think all of the carp on this section of the river, for whatever reason, I think they use this particular creek to spawn in. And the way this creek runs, it's a fairly narrow creek. Once you get out of this little stretch here, about 100 yards up, it really narrows down. You can see here behind me how it narrows down. But in this area right here, it widens. You have grass on both sides. It's shallow through here. You're looking at the actual original creek channel is maybe 3 foot deep or so. You get off here to the sides of it a little bit. Obviously gets progressively shallower up to the shoreline on each side. But it's just, for whatever reason, man, these carp, they just congregate into this creek. And I got on this carp bite. I'm not a carp expert. Don't come here for expert carp advice. But I've been doing this the last few years. I've kind of been into it. And I believe it was 2 years ago, I got on carp spawn bite. And I was just right place, right time. They were in the shallows doing this, and that day was that was probably the best day of carp fishing I have ever had. I mean, it was literally, I started with like 3 or 4 rods back then, and I was getting bit, and it was getting so active. My line's getting tight right here. We're about to catch another one. We're about to catch another one right here. Grab that rod, y'all. Grab that rod. He's got it. He's got it. Just like that, we own again. Just like that, buddy. Well, like I was saying, man, that particular day, I'd started out with multiple rods, but the bite, it was going so good, like when I would cast out, within seconds, a fish would be on the bait. And so I had to just go down to fishing 1 rod that day. It was amazing. I left, my arm was tired. I had reeled in so many fish. Like it was absolutely incredible. So I'm hoping to have a day like that today. He's thrashing around right there. Actually, that may not be a carp. Is that a catfish? We'll catch some cats up here too. No, that's a carp. That's a carp. I was looking into the sun right there. I saw that fin. At first I thought it was a cat. But we could get today, folks, we could get, like I said, anywhere from fish that are a couple pounds up to 20 plus, because they are all up in here spawning. We could get commons like this one here. We may get some mirror carp possibly. This is another good size one right here. Y'all, put your sunglasses on, y'all. You're looking right into the sun as it pops up over them trees over yonder. Getting that net carp, yes. Oh, buddy, look at this, y'all. Look at this thing right here. Man, y'all, look at the size of that carp. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, man. I'm gonna hold this one up for some front camera time too right here. Where's my pliers at? I'm gonna need y'all's help today, not only to reel them in, but to hold them up there too. Let me put y'all in the front camera mount for this. I wanna get a picture with this. The sun's actually in a perfect place over there for me to get a picture with this fish. Hold yourself up there, fish. Boy, this thing's a sow right here, man. Look at the belly on that thing. We're here at the right time, man. Once these fish drop their eggs and stuff, they're gonna lose some of their weight. But we're here at the right time right now. We'll see you, buddy. Get on. I'm pumped up about this, man. Seriously, when this goes on. It don't last long. So last year I just missed it. I had done some carp fishing. I was on the lookout for it, but I just missed it. I just missed my chance, you know, and that's the thing. Like if this happens and you ain't on the water, well, you just miss out. And I'm not a good enough carp fisherman to know exactly when it is that they're going to do this. I know, I mean, you know, it's in the spring and whatnot. Usually when I've seen them in years past, it's, you know, it's April or May, or we're late April here now, last few days of April when this is happening. But, you know, there's enough variance in it year to year that I can't just like, you know, set my alarm, be like, oh, on this date, I'm going to go out and wear the carp out. So hopefully at some point in time, I'll get good enough to be able to do that. But that day ain't today. I just got lucky yesterday to be looking for some catfish bait and see it all going down and them still be here today. We had a little cold snap last night. We've got a little bit of a front that worked through yesterday, and you can see, hell, I'm out here today in a hoodie because temperatures were down in the 50s last night, and so it was a little chilly out here on the water, and I was worried that it might cool the water temperatures enough to maybe pull these fish out. I don't know how sensitive they are during this time period to the water temperatures, but it didn't seem to affect them at all because, man, you see them all up in the grass over there. So this rod over here, where we've got them two fish now, I didn't cast it up to the grass. I've casted it kind of more in the channel, and we've gotten bit. This one over here, I've cast really into that grass, if you will. And we'll see how that goes. It may be a situation, maybe we need to keep it more kind of in the channel. We'll see. Ultimately, one of these rods is going to get us a ton of action, and we'll probably put the other one up. That's probably how it's going to go down anyway. But I think what I'm going to do today, y'all, I'm going to leave the camera rolling. We're just going to do an uncut video here, and y'all see it all from now until I get tired of catching them. At least that's how I hope it goes. If we could get, I mean, a fraction of the number of fish that are in here. I mean, there's literally, gosh, I mean, there's got to be hundreds of fish in here, and 2 geese apparently. But I mean, just from the fish we see, plus all the fish that we're not seeing because the water's muddy, there's got to be hundreds of fish in here right now. So if we catch just a fraction of those, I mean, we're going to have us a day. Is that line right there? I'm looking into the sun the same way y'all are. I can't. That line did jump. Let me put the camera back in the chest here. I'm going to pick up on that rod. He's on. He's on. This is the one we're going to focus on over here on the left. I think maybe we'll run an experiment with this one on the right in a minute when I get this fish in. We'll move it farther over into the channel. We'll get it out of that grass and see if that gets it bit. But ultimately, we're going to have to go down to 1 rod before it's said and done. This is another good fish right here. This is another good one, man. Oh, I love this, man. I had my first carp trip of the year last week, and I got a few carp and I got some buffalo, and it was a good time. It got me in the mood, man. I've been, every year I say I'm gonna carp fish in the winter. I'm gonna try to get better at it, try to figure those fish out, what they do, where they go in the winter. I never do. And then we get into spring here, and so I'm gonna do a carp trip. I'd been seeing them when I'd make catfish bait runs. I'd been seeing them in the shallows a little bit, here and there. And I was like, let me just go out there last weekend, try it out. And I did, and I had a great trip, and I was in the mood, you know, I'm all pumped up about it again. And then to come out here today and have this activity going on, like, It's going to be awesome. And we're going to have us a day, man. And I've had people, I was telling somebody about this. Well, it's a couple years ago, whenever I'd got, oh no, he just come off. Oh man, he just come off. That was a good fish too. I guess we popped it free. I had my drag, I'd eventually tightened the drag down too dang much. Dang. Had my hair rig all around that, wrapped up around that hook too. Dang. Well, let me get this back out here, and then we're gonna move this one on the left, move it out of the grass to the left, and see what that does. We're gonna experiment today. We'll see what happens here. Here's a better look at that feeder though, before I pack it full of bait. It's just wire and a spring in there. You've got some lead on the ends. It gives it about 1 ounce of weight total, enough to cast, enough to keep it down. This creek here has very little water movement. There is some water movement, but it doesn't have a lot. And so right now, I'm packing on a fair amount of this pack bait onto the feeder. Once we get the fish really coming to that one area over there where I'm going to keep casting, once that happens, we won't have to put much pack bait on. We won't have to do much at all, because we'll have them already there coming to that area. Because every time these fish hit over there, they're dispersing that pack bait a little bit. Right, like they're kicking it up. Plus you've got the little bit of flow we have in this creek dispersing it too. So we'll have them dialed in to that area, and then we won't need as much. And honestly, I don't think we need to put the worm on there either at this point, but I've got them here with me, so we'll put a few more on. All right, let me loosen my drag on that again, so hopefully we don't have any more just pull free. Now let's reel this in, and we'll just cast it a little bit to the left, get it out of that grass. I'm just curious, you know, because I mean that rod there's been hit 3 times now, and this one over here on this side hasn't. And it's like, that don't make sense to me, unless we're just got it up there in the grass where them fish that are actively doing their swingers club activity, they're just not interested. And that's the story I was getting ready to go on there before that last fish interrupted me. I had a person, let me just cast that like right there. I had a person I was talking about that spawn bite I'd got on there a couple years ago when it happened. And they was like, oh, you know, they was wanting to tell me I couldn't catch fish of these carp when they're spawning. They're like, man, they're spawning. They're not focused on eating when they're spawning. Now I'm like, well, I get that. But at the same time too, I was like, you know, I caught, I don't know, 30, 40 fish, you know, just boom, boom, boom. Like my arm was tired. I'm like, man, I didn't imagine them fish like they were spawning, and I was catching the hell out of them. And so, you know, I do think like when they're up over there and they swim beside each other and kind of smack each other. I guess that's how they fertilize the eggs. But, you know, in that situation, they're obviously, while they're doing that, they're not focused on eating. But like I said, there's so many fish in here, and they're not all actively mating at the same time. So the ones that aren't actively mating, they're expending a lot of energy doing what they're doing. So they're going to eat your baits, and you can just wear them out. But where you put your baits, that's something that we might need to pay attention to, because like I said, this one over here, I'm not casting up to the grass. Well, I didn't anyway to begin with. Like I had it more out in the channel, whereas this one was really kind of in that grass. So maybe that's why this one has been getting hit and the other hasn't. You know, with us having multiple rods out, we can experiment with this kind of thing. I just brought two. Oftentimes bring 3 rods with me, carp fishing, but this area here, this particular creek, even this area that's a little wider, it's still so narrow, it's hard to fish that many rods and not get tangles. You know what I mean? Like everything's too close. But we can do 2 rods and do 1 on each side of the channel here and hopefully keep things from getting all tangled up. I did bring I got a couple other rods with me, my catfish bait rods, because I do need to try to get some catfish bait when we're done here with this today. But look at this right over here beside us. There's a little cut that runs up here into that field. There's carp right there beside us. They are completely oblivious to us being here. Like, they don't care. They are focused on doing their thing. They do not care about us being here. We could be jumping up and down doing jumping jacks in this kayak. It wouldn't make a bit of difference. It ain't gonna spook them. It ain't gonna deter them. Like, they're gonna be right there doing what they do. I just wish, I wish that I was better at this, to be able to time it better, to know, like, I guess I should look up the moon phase right now and see, like, is it a full moon, a new moon, and try to make mental note of that for future years, to be able to check around the same time, like end of April, a particular moon phase, maybe see what's going on. I don't have my graph on. I'll probably turn it on before I leave here today, just check water temperatures in this creek, see what they're looking like. It has been warm lately. I mean, with the exception of last night, it's been mid-70s, high temps, and so the main channel water temperatures when I've been catfishing have been in the 60s. So I imagine in these creeks, especially a creek like this, it's been muddy from where we've had rain. I would say it's probably even a few degrees warmer. So I don't know what triggers the carp spawn. I don't know if it's time of year, water temperature, a moon phase. I don't know. I really don't know. That's all of you all out there watching this video knows more about carp fishing than I do. I've gotten into it the last few years, and I'd got this pack bait recipe off the Catfish and Carp YouTube channel. And I've tried various other, everybody's got their own favorite carp bait recipes, and from what I've realized, they all work. So just use the one that's convenient to you as far as ease of materials. Like the stuff I'm using, readily available at the grocery store. It don't leave your hands a nasty mess. Like some people they'll mix in like cherry soda or grape soda. I don't want to be handling all that stuff. It's gonna make your hands all sticky all day. Or they'll put in syrup, like a maple syrup or something, things like that. I don't want to handle all that because your hands are gonna be a mess. I tried soybean meal last year because I was told that the buffalo like soybean meal, and I'd catch more buffalo doing it. Well, I used it and I wasn't catching no buffalo. I switched back to the panko. I'll be damned, that's when I started catching buffalo again. So I'm like, you know what? It don't matter. Just get something out there that they're going to eat. Put you either some fake corn on a hair rig, put you some real corn on the hook, or put you some worms on there. And I've been using the worms. I used worms on almost every trip last year, if memory serves me, and I had a great year. Both carp and buffalo love them worms. So I'm trying to keep this carp fishing as simple as I possibly can. I want to learn more about them, but at the same time too, I don't want to overcomplicate things. I don't want it to be a situation like, I don't want it to be a situation where I go fishing and I have to put a ton of thinking and, you know, rationalizing one bait versus another in my mind and all this. Like, I just want to go out. When I'm going carp fishing, what I want more than anything is just to go out to an area like this that is a secluded creek where I can have an area of water to myself, and I want to reel in some big fish. Like, I just want to kick back and relax, sit here and watch rods go down. Like, I don't want this to turn into bass fishing where I'm like carrying 8 different rods, each with a different lure and line weight and all that, and trying to throw this lure at this stump and this lure along this shoreline. And I think this rod, that line right there, got a little tight. I wonder if we ain't got one over there near that. It'd be nice to catch one on that side. That rod's due, by gosh. But you know what I mean, though? Like, what I'm trying to say, like, I don't want this to be complicated. I just want to be able to just go out, enjoy Mother Nature. And places like this, I mean, obviously there's a lot of activity going on. These carp right here, 10 feet away from us, splashing around and causing a ruckus. But most of the time, outside of the spawning time period, you're in one of these secluded creeks, man. It's just nature. It's the birds chirping, deer walking up in the woods, the squirrels. It's amazing. It's just beautiful. And I don't want to ruin that by getting too complicated with the fishing part. I just want to be able to, because when I go catfishing, here's the thing, folks. When I go catfishing, 99.9% of the time, I am out on the main river. I'm out there exposed to boat wake, jet skis, houseboats. I'm exposed to the wind out there. If the wind's blowing, oftentimes you deal with that. When you're out there doing that most of the time, that line's jumping again, man. That rod's going to go down in a minute. There's something over there eating. There's something over there near that bait. But like when I'm out there catfishing and I think he may have it. Oh, the line kind of jumped and went tight again. But when I'm out there doing that all the time, in the boat wake and the wind and the waves and all that, like, this is a break for me. Not that you need a break from catfishing, but it's nice to get a change of pace, a different change of scenery, a different type of fishing, a different location. Like, it's just nice. And so that's what I want carp fishing to be. I think he's got that. I'm gonna pick up on it. He does have it. He does. Let's start to tighten down a little bit now. I'm telling you folks, it's taken a little while to get the bites right now, but this is how it was the last time I fished spawn. Like, I had all them rods out in the beginning, but we're about to double. We're about to double. There's one on this rod tip. But once it got going, like, I couldn't keep 2 rods in the water. Like, I had to go down to 1 rod. We will get to that point today. Just seeing the number of fish in here, I'm confident we will. This one is not as big. I want to just set him here a second. Let's set him back. Y'all, see where this fish is at. He's swimming. This fish is swimming right at us. He's swimming right at us with that bait. I knew he had hit it. I knew he had. We're doubled. It's still a little chilly out here, but I'm fired up. I'm gonna have to come out of this sweatshirt in a minute. I'm gonna need y'all to reel in some fish while I lose a layer here. That's another one right here. It's another common. I'm hoping we get some mirror carp in here. Like, I don't know how many mirror carp there are, like, as far as percentages go. Like, what percentage of these carp that are in here spawning? Oh, I just fired that thing. I pulled it out of his mouth. About put your eye out there. Lord almighty. He didn't even get to worm. But like, what percentage of these fish are mirror carp that are in here right now? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm hoping we get some today. Let's go ahead, before we land this one on the right, since this fish was kind enough to unhook himself, let's just go ahead and send it back out. I'm not going to put as much pack bait on this because that's like, what, fish number 4 on this side. So we've made 4 casts now to that area. We've got quite a bit of scent going out. Plus we still got the worm on this hook. So this one on the left, definitely getting more attention, even though most of the spawning activity's on the right. I mean, there's some over there I see on the shoreline on the left, but the bulk of the action's over here on the right. Let me get this out of the way. Let's land our other one right here. But if you like reeling in fish, and I do, I mean, when I go fishing, I want to do some catching. I'm trying to catch fish, not skunks. But it don't get much better than this, folks. I mean, like, if you want to go catch fish, this is the way to go about it, man. Oh, I just pulled that free. Perfect. Perfect. Another quick release. Let me rehook our worm here. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this one. Again, I'm going to move this one over too, just maybe a little bit more to the left. I think that's maybe what we need to do. I think maybe this particular rod I had up there in the grass along those fish that were just actively mating. I think we need to fish just outside of that. Get away from the actively mating fish and try to get more in the non-grassy area here that fish are going to be swimming along. Let's try that out. We'll see what that does for us. We just experimenting, y'all. Again, this is just it's a work in progress, a fun, very fun work in progress. I'm having fun anyway. I hope y'all having fun. I hope y'all are. This is just, man, I love it. I love me some carp fishing. I got to reset my poles here. I got my anchor poles here. These are the Power Pole Micro. And I got these, I think, I know I've had them at least 2 years, maybe 3 now. I can't remember. But I got 2 of them. I initially had them on the back of the kayak. And they were so close back there that if the wind was blowing, you get a weather veining effect. And so I put them on the sides. I moved them closer to me, right behind the seat, and I've got them on each side over here. So now I don't need the remotes. I can just sit here and push the button to drive them down. Because they're kind of in the more toward the middle of the kayak and on each side, I don't get that weather veining effect as much if the wind's blowing. And having them like this, just off the kayak a little bit, it really makes things a lot more stable. I'm somebody, I love kayak fishing because I like the kayak fishing experience. When I'm catfishing, man, I want to get towed around. I want to get pulled around a little bit. When I'm carp fishing, you're back here in these shallow creeks and stuff, like, I don't get any extra enjoyment from fishing out of the kayak per se when I'm carp fishing. I would just be just as content to pull up on the bank if I could. But with the water like it is today, with the water being up and in the grass and stuff, like if we tried to get out over here, I'm not gonna get out in that high grass. We'll be covered in ticks when we're done. But you get out over here, you're gonna be sinking down in the mud. You ain't gonna be able to walk. So ain't much you can do in places like this because everything is so grown up. There's another fish. There's another one. That didn't take long. This area over here, this is where we're going to end up focusing on, y'all. Our bait is in the right spot over here to get fish that are willing to eat. He's coming right at us too. He's gonna come over here and get wrapped up in my motor and poles and everything. That's another pretty good one right there. That's another pretty good one. Yeah, that's another nice fish. Nice fish right here, buddy. Let's see if we can net this one. I might get a picture with this one. Come here, fish. Get in that net. Oh, yes, buddy. That is another sow right there. That's another one too that's probably still full of eggs from looking at the belly. Oh man. Calm it down there, Carp. Calm it down. Calm it down. Calm it down. Goodness gracious. Let's get that hook out of you before you bend it all to pieces. These hooks are obviously a smaller hook, and you get a carp that's thrashing around, or you get one that's, maybe your drag's a little too tight, you can bend these hooks if you're not careful. There we go. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna put y'all up here. Take a picture of me and this fish here, would you? Do me a solid. Take a picture of this thing. Hopefully that camera, I think we're okay. I'm sitting on this seat cushion. I've wore my other cushion out. Like it's just flat, and so I've got this old boat cushion here in place, and it's raised me up a couple inches. Hey, hold on, fish. Look at the belly on that thing. This fish is a lot heavier right now than what it will be here in another week or two, you know, when it drops its eggs. I love it. See you, buddy. Y'all, what an awesome day so far, man. Normally, when I'm carp fishing, and those of you that have watched unedited videos of me carp fishing before, or my live streams where I've went carp fishing, you've seen it. You pull into a creek like this and you start fishing, you get your baits cast out. It takes 30 minutes to an hour oftentimes to get the first bite. I think you maybe spook some of the fish when you come into the creek. Your line's hitting the water and stuff, you're making a splash. Obviously they gotta have time to find your scent and stuff and come get your baits. Like it takes a while oftentimes to get the first bite. But in this situation with the spawn going on, like they're oblivious. You can motor right through them. They don't give a crap, man. They're focused on what they're doing. So you ain't spooking nothing. You've already got fish here, a large concentration of fish in the area. So it just don't take very long to get the bite going. And we'd done be catching more probably if I wasn't sitting here flapping my gums nonstop. I need to be able to talk and cast at the same time. There it is. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously some people may have a problem with me catching these fish during the spawn. Like, is that, it may be frowned upon with carp fishermen. I don't think bass fishermen, cat fishermen, people that hate carp, they're not gonna give a crap. But carp fishermen, I don't know. Is it frowned upon to fish during the spawn? Of course, that one fella I talked to, after that last time I got on the carp spawn, he didn't think he could even catch them during this time period. So I don't know. But for me, that other trip was the best carp fishing I'd ever had, and I got a feeling today's going to be just as good or better with how we're starting out and the size of the fish that we've gotten thus far. Loosen that drag back down. All right, we'll set that back over there. Yeah, man, I'm so happy things worked out for me to be out here during this. I reached out to Daniel yesterday, owner of Catfish Sumo, a friend of mine. I took him out last year and got some carp and buffalo and stuff, and he's been into it too. Like, he's been wanting to get out here. So I saw these fish on my catfish bait run, and I was like, Daniel, today's the day, man. We got to go. He's like, oh, I can't. I got people staying in my house right now, family in town, whatever. I'm like, Daniel, just ditch them for one day, like just a few hours. Just come on. Oh, I can't. I'm like, you're going to miss it, Daniel. By the time you can fish again, this is going to be over. Like, I know what was going on yesterday, and clearly today, like, how many more days do we have of this? That last time of course, I don't know last time, like, what particular day I had got on in their cycle here, but man, it was over in no time. And there'll be fish, I mean, like, in these creek systems, they're for sure in here spring to fall, but you won't necessarily have literally hundreds of fish in here. You'll have just a few here and there. And like I said, I mean, most of the carp trips I've done, very, very few do you go out and just instantly start catching fish. Most of the time, it's throw your baits out and you wait 30 minutes to an hour. And once you get some fish working through, then you can start catching them a little bit more frequently. But that initial time from setup to first fish is usually at least 30 minutes. And today it was not very long at all. I got out here right as that sun was coming up, and I still don't know what happened to this camera. I don't know. I don't know if it just shut off or if I never hit the dang button. I guess I'll see when I get home today and put the camera on the computer, the video files on the computer. I guess I'll see if I'd ever hit the button or not. I don't know. I come in here, man, I saw all this going on, I was excited. It's possible I just turned the camera on, started talking, or I guess I turned the camera on, but maybe didn't hit record button and just started talking and just got after it. I don't know. But either way, the camera appears to be rolling now, so we're in good shape now. Well, I'm gonna sit back down here for a second on my boat cushion here. Like I said, I got these kayak cushions, and this in here, it's worn, it's torn, and there ain't no cushion left. It's wore out. So I ordered me another one, which I was hesitant to do because they're so dang overpriced. I mean, these kayak cushions don't even get me started how expensive they are. But I ordered it, and like a week goes by, I still ain't got it. I got to think about it. I was like, well, hell, I never got that order. So I get on, I pull up my email from the order. I'm like, well, hell, it's never even shipped yet. So I reach out to the company there, and I'm like, is this order going to ship or whatever? And dude messages me back and says it was going to ship out tomorrow, the next day. He said you place an order, it's 5 business days before they ship. Look, it's 2025. Why does it take 5 business days to ship? These cushions, like, you don't have to specially package them, just stick them in a box. You don't even need a box, just put it in a big envelope, send it. Like, it don't take a lot of time. Why is it 5 business days to ship? So, and then, you know, obviously he was mailing it out the next day. He didn't drop it off till like 6 o'clock that day. I seen the tracking thing. So of course it didn't go out that day. So we're 2 weeks in, I still haven't got that damn overpriced cushion. Oh, here we go. Another fish. So anyway, I should have just canceled the damn order and used this boat cushion that I got here, because they're cheap and readily available at any sporting goods store. This one though, it just raises me up a little higher than what I'd like to be sitting. It makes the kayak, even a stable kayak like this, it makes it a little tippy because I'm setting up so high. But 5 business days to ship a cushion. Unreal. I'm like, if business is that damn good, hire some high schooler to come package your orders up every day. You know what I mean? Like, if business is booming that much that you're 5 business days behind on shipping out, hire a helper. Because that was what the guy said. He's like, I'm a 1-person operation. That's why it takes 5 business. I'm like, hell far. But nevertheless, folks, I got me a new butt cushion coming eventually, if it ever gets here. That's another good sized carp. He's gonna need a cushion on his lip because I've put a hook through it. It's gonna affect him kissing on the ladies over here during the, oh, he got me back. He just splashed me right in the face. I bet he got y'all too. I'm gonna have to look at the camera in a minute. Don't let me forget to see if there's water all over the camera. It's running down my neck right now. Get on up in here, fish. That's another one right there that's got some weight on it, man. I'm inclined to believe that maybe, and I don't know how to tell the difference between a male and a female on the carp. There's probably a way to do it. I don't know how personally. But I'm inclined to believe some of these that's got big bellies on them are probably females that haven't dropped their eggs yet. That would be my guess. But I could be just, you know, I could be way off base. I don't know. Y'all know more about these than I do. He ain't as big as what I thought he was. Or she, he, she, whatever. That one right there wasn't as big as what I thought it was going to be. You know, this rod here on the left, I mean, barely any attention. What is it about the one, the rod on the right, what is it about the one on the left that's getting fish on the regular and the other one ain't? What are we, 5 and 6 fish now to 1? That's crazy. I'm gonna throw this one back out here without the worm this time. We're just gonna use the hair rig, they're corn kernels. Let me get that off there. A piece of that pack bait had gotten on the hook itself. So we're just gonna roll with it like this. Let me get it unwrapped here from the hook. If we go extra time without getting a bite, then we'll put a worm back on. But that trip there that I was telling you about, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3. But anyway, that particular trip, I wasn't using worms then. I was just using the plastic corn, so I really don't think it matters. I just think it's just, you get them feeding in an area and they just keep coming there and there's your bait and boom. This rod over here though, I don't know what the malfunction is. But I mean, you see them over there. I can't zoom on this camera, but like I mean, you just see them all up along that grass, and I hear them over there. I'm looking into the sun this way, but all over there. Let me look at y'all, by the way, too. Y'all did get water on the lens. That fish got you too. I'm still got it on me. Let me get it off my face there. This one's already getting another fish, man. Did you see my line jump? It's slack right now. Let me pick it up. I think he's got it. He does. He's coming at us. There he goes now. What was that? Within a minute? Within a minute of casting that back out. I mean, we don't need this rod on the right at this point, but I'm gonna leave it out just to see if it will get hit again. I'm gonna just leave it out. I'm just curious. Like, what's it gonna take to get that rod hit? This one's not gonna be very big. If we catch some that are small today, I mean, some smaller than this, obviously, I'm gonna keep them for catfish bait. I want something that I can easily cut up. This one here ain't gonna be easy to cut up. He's big enough. Them scales and bones are gonna be more difficult to cut through than what I want to deal with. But if we catch some that are smaller, and I rarely catch a small carp. I get the small ones in the cast net. I don't catch them on rod and reel. But today, with the spawn going on, who knows? There's a variety of sizes of fish up in here. So maybe it's more possible today. Very good. He unhooked himself. I thought he might do that. But yeah, I want to try to get some bait today on my way back. I'm fishing in a month-long slot limit tournament. It's the entire month of April. And its scores are 10 catfish closest to 30 inches without touching 30 inches. So basically 29 3/4 inch fish is the biggest fish you can submit. And we're in the last few days. I don't know what today is. Well, we're in the last few days of the month. And I'm losing right now. I'm in second place, or I was last I looked at the leaderboard yesterday. So I need, in the next couple days, I need to get really 2 more catfish that are between 29 and 30 inches. Easier said than done. I've just had a hard time. I've had a hard time this month. It's not been catfishing that's been a problem for me. It's been getting bait. I'm trying to think back in my mind of when I've ever had as hard a time catching bait as what I have had this month. Even like yesterday, I couldn't find any big shad. I had come up to this creek because I've seen some larger shad in this particular creek before. And so I'd made the run up here. That's when I seen all this carp activity yesterday. But I've struggled to get shad, skipjack, white bass. I've just struggled. Every type of bait I like, I have struggled with this month. When I have gotten bait, I've done pretty well on the catfish. But getting bait has been a real challenge. I've wasted a lot of time making bait runs. And of course, this month too has been very windy, especially earlier on in the month. Like March and April are always super windy here, and so that knocked me out of a lot of days where it's just too windy for a kayak. So anyway, I'm losing. We're down here in the nitty-gritty, last few days of the month. I'm losing right now. And so I need me at least 2 more fish that are over 29 inches. I've got, of my 10 fish, 7 of them are over 29. I've only got 2 that are a perfect score. But I've got 3, I think my smallest I think is 28 inches. I think I got a 28 and 2 28.5s that I really need to replace. And if I can replace all 3 of those, I'm going to be in contention to win. But if I don't, it's very well possible I get leapfrogged by a few more people. And these slot tournaments, man, they go down to the wire. A 1/4 inch can mean all the difference in the world. Like first place through 5th place in some of these tournaments, it could be separated by less than 2 inches. But you know what? It's part of the challenge of it. It's difficult to go out and catch a fish that is 29 3/4 inches. Like you got to catch a bunch of fish usually to do that. And this month I've just had a hard time getting the bait necessary to be able to go out and catch a bunch of fish. But I've got one particular stretch of the river that for whatever reason just seems to have a bunch of fish that are kind of in that size range. So, and both of my perfect score fish have come from that area. So I'm going to try to go hit it again. If I can get bait today, I'll probably go there. I don't know. I kind of want to come back here tomorrow. We'll see. If I get my feel of this carp fishing today, I'll go catfishing tomorrow. If I wake up in the morning and I'm like just dying to get back out here, I'll probably come back and see if these fish are still here. Because once this is over, this is it. You know, like this will be it till next year. So you got to take advantage. I hear something going on behind us. They're all over here to our right, up here, behind us there. These dang things, man, they got a one-track mind right now. It is just an amazing, amazing time of year. A lot of fish, like bass, for instance, finally, look at this rod, finally. He's on it. He's on it. Oh, I just pulled my pole free. I got to reset that in a second. I stood up and I shifted my weight forward, pulled that pole free. There's something in the water right there. I don't know what that is. We're gonna have to steer some fish around that today. I don't know why this rod here just ain't getting hit though. It don't make no sense to me. I've lost track. I should have brought a chalkboard and some chalk or something so we could make a little mark every time we catch fish. Or one of them counter things that the umpires use. That way we could keep track of how many we get today. I think it's going to be a bunch, but I done lost track of how many we've got so far. This is another one here I ain't going to bring in if I can help it. I'm just going to try to get the hook. There we go. Didn't even get the pliers around, he pulled it free. And you know too, here's another thing. Like I said, it was a cool night, or cooler. I bet you, as the day goes on and it warms up, I bet you there might be even more fish that comes in here. We'll see as the morning goes on. But I was saying though, like bass, when they spawn, and you catfish too for that matter, the male goes in, clears out the nest, the female comes in, drops the eggs. It ain't like, and even, you know, like bluegill for instance, you'll have a bunch of beds in an area. But like this, I mean, the carp, like they're not they're not making a bed necessarily. They're just getting up in the grass. And I guess, I guess the eggs, I don't know, they cling to the grass maybe? I don't know. But usually when you see carp doing this, at least in my experience, it seems like they're always near a grass line. They're up in the shallows on the grass and stuff. I'm gonna put another worm on this rig here, since this one's having such a hard time getting hit. Try to increase our chances. That's a lively worm too. Look at them all over there, man. We got them right here beside us too. Okay, we got that one back out. This one on the other side over here, it ain't, I feel like it's been a minute since it's gotten hit. I feel like we should have done got something on it by now. I'm impatient, man. I'm expecting them to hit as soon as that thing hits the water. I feel like it ought to be time. I wish fishing was always like it. Of course, then you probably wouldn't. If you caught this many fish every time you went out, you probably wouldn't appreciate it as much. You'd probably get conditioned to it. I guess you need to have some bad days or some slower productivity days. That rod right there, we just cast it back out and it already, it's a little tap right there. The line kind of, I wonder if a fish's tail maybe didn't hit the line. There's a bunch of them right here. Look at this. There's 5 or 6 of them right there. It's one big orgy, man. That's what it is. It's daggone carp swingers convention out here. But yeah, if we could ever figure out what triggers the spawn, like if it's water temperature, give me for instance here. If it's just water temperature that's going to trigger it, well then in theory you could go down farther on down river and get on the spawn there, then hit an area on up that's going to have cooler water. It would happen later there, and just keep making your way upriver like that. Or go fish like I'm on the Tennessee River today, for instance, but let's say you go to the Clinch River where the water's a little cooler. In theory, the spawn would happen later there, and you could go hit them there and just kind of follow that spawn bite. This one's got something happening. My line just went slack. It went completely slack. He's got it. He's got it. It took a little longer that time, but we got, oh, I just pulled it free. I pulled it free right there, folks. He may not have had it good because he instantly started coming toward us. So that one may not have hooked up very good. I'm just going to put a smaller amount of pack bait around. If I put big baseball size globs on here, we would run out quickly today. So I'm not going to do that. Don't feel like it's necessary at this point. I do want to unwrap that hair rig though. There we go. Well, let's just toss it back out there. All right, we're back in the game, both rods. It don't make sense why you've got so much action on the left and virtually nothing on the right when there's carp all over out here. It's got to have something to do with that original creek channel. Because the way it kind of runs, like it comes out around here, and we're kind of on the edge of it on this side, so it's far more likely that our bait is in that original creek channel over there than I know it's not here. But yeah, again, it kind of goes back to, I'm sitting here trying to analyze everything and in my mind and whatnot. And again, it's a waste of mental energy, honestly, because what we have going on is an easy bite. We can sit back and relax and just enjoy it, man. Enjoy it for what it is. We got a beautiful day happening, comfortable temperatures. Wind is blowing a little bit today, but I mean, we're not going to be affected by it because we're shielded back here in this small creek. So, and I doubt very seriously we'll see any other humans back here. Never say never. I've done that before, and I mean, I've been in some places before where I'm like, man, there's no way a boat can get in here. And then what do you know? A boat comes in there. So I don't want to potentially jinx it. But the likelihood of us seeing any other humans back here, very slim. I mean, it's just perfect, man. The older I get, it seems like the more antisocial I get. And I like being left alone. I like being left alone all the time, but especially when I'm fishing. Now, what I used to think was, because I've been doing this YouTube crap for 10 years now. That's my 10th year on YouTube. And I used to think it would be annoying because I'd be trying to film and somebody would be going by on their wakeboard, blaring music and stuff. And it'd kind of disrupt the video. And I used to think that was what really annoyed me, was the fact the video was getting disrupted. What I've come to realize is, especially this year where I've spent more time fishing without a camera, it's kind of, I've been treating myself a little bit lately, doing more trips off camera, but like, one of the things I've realized, it has nothing to do with the camera. I just don't want to be around people. I think society has gotten more negative, if you will. Definitely more outspoken. Everybody's got a voice, like things that people used to say to themselves or say amongst their friend group or family group now just get spewed out with their fingers on the interweb. Everybody's got a cell phone. Even damn homeless people got cell phones these days, and they can just, you know, go on to any rant they want to about anything at any given time. And everything's just so negative, and I think it's spilled over more. For a while, it was just kind of online. And when you would interact with people in public, it was more like it used to be. But it seems like as time has gone on, people are still they're just being more and more nasty to each other in real life too. And I'm seeing it a lot this year, for instance. The courtesy on the water, I mean, it's been, the last several years as we had more and more boats on the water in my area. Everybody's been moving to Tennessee since COVID, and a lot of them people are bringing boats with them, or they're getting boats once they get here. So we've had a lot more boat traffic in my area the last few years. But the courtesy out on the water has been it's been trending down, but this year especially, man, like I've had some odd interactions with people on the water. And it's not a situation where like, oh, they recognize me from YouTube and hate my guts or something and are purposely doing something. No, it's just people being inconsiderate. Like a week or two ago now, I was on a bait run. And I got back to the launch, and I'd used a public boat ramp. I was in this kayak with the motor and everything, so I had to use a ramp. And there was a boat taken out in front of me right there. So I'm waiting on him to get done. He backs his trailer down, loads his boat up on the trailer, gets out, and goes and pulls his boat up out of the water. And this is a big parking lot area, right? Like most time people load up their boat on a trailer and they drive on up in the parking lot and strap it down and everything. This guy, he looks right at me. He knows I'm sitting there waiting to take out. He pulls his boat up to the top of the ramp, just a few feet out of the water there, gets out, straps it down. Then he takes a towel and goes around the side. He's got one of them bass boats, glitter rockets right there. He's taking a towel, wiping it down, putting the covers over his electronic screen. I mean, he sat there, I don't know, 5 minutes or more while I'm just sitting there waiting on him. Like he could have pulled up anywhere in the parking lot and I could have been out and gone, because it don't take me, man. I'm in and out of these boat ramps fast. I know a lot of people, kayak fishermen, get a bad rep for tying up boat ramps for a long period of time. That ain't me, folks. I am in and out. I've got my system down. It don't take me long at all. But this guy, man, just knowing I was about to use that ramp, just sat up there. I mean, just pulled it up to the top of the ramp and sat there. I started getting his boat ready to go home. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Just lack of courtesy, that kind of thing. And we had them here recently. We had them 2 professional bass tournaments. Competitors in the tournaments ran people over and killed them. I may be speaking out of line on that because I don't know all of the details. But I'm honestly surprised it don't happen more often, the way these glitter rockets go out here 70 miles an hour through the fog using their GPS to drive. They can't see what's in front of them. And, and me and you, if we were in a car doing that, like if we were driving down some back alley doing 70 miles an hour through the fog and somebody stepped out of a building and we ran them over, they'd throw the book at us. It'd be vehicular homicide, reckless driving. They'd throw every charge in the law book at you. Fish. Time for another one. Let's see if we can keep this one hooked up. At least long enough to see him. He ain't making a hard run yet. He's just nonchalantly coming right at us here. He'll probably wait till he gets over here, take off, and then do 30 laps around my anchor pole. He's headed right for that anchor pole, by God. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't think he was that big. Didn't see that coming, the way he fought. Did not see that coming. This one must be wore out from knocking the boots all night. He still ain't barely fighting, man. This one here, I guess he's just tired. He said he went all night long. He was going to sleep today. He's just going to get him some breakfast. And that breakfast had a hook in it. No, buddy, let's bring him in. Or her in, or whatever. That's another good one, man. That's another one there. We're going to put up in the front camera here. Oh, buddy, yes. That's another good one. Oh, man. Oh, this is awesome. This is so freaking awesome, man. Let me fix that camera there. I hope that's right position. I think that looks good. My seat cushion here raises me up and throws off my normal camera mount setup. Oh, buddy. Not as big as some of the other ones that we've got, but still a pretty nice fish. Didn't fight for its weight class though. This one here, that fish done went 10 rounds on the other thing. I gotta set these anchor poles again. I leaned forward again and popped them out. But no, what I was about to say about these boats running people over and killing them and whatnot, like if we did that in a car, and you go to court and say, well, judge and jury there, like, it was foggy, I couldn't see, I was using my car's GPS to drive down the road. Man, they'd lock you up and throw away the key. But when these boats do it, when they're using their GPS to drive through the fog 70 miles an hour and, you know, just T-bone a daggone boat, run them over and kill everybody on it, they call it an accident. And not a damn thing happens. Now, like, I don't know the situation. You know, I'm probably speaking out of turn on those particular incidents that happened recently. But it's happening, that kind of thing is happening more and more frequently. And again, when it does happen, when you see these stories of boats plowing into other boats because they're running too damn fast in conditions that won't allow for it, every time they just say, well, it's an accident. No, it ain't an accident. What it is irresponsible behavior. It's selfish and reckless, and they leave the ramp making a conscious choice to run through that fog 70 miles an hour because they think their tournament or whatever it is they're doing is more important than anybody else that could be out there on the water and what they're doing. And these quote-unquote accidents happen, and people get hurt, and people get killed, and lives get ruined. And it's just selfish, reckless behavior. And I wish, and I ain't wishing this on anybody. You know, I don't want these incidents to happen at all, first off, but like, when this does happen, and it's going to keep going on until something's done about it, but like, and I'm not saying these two particular bass fishermen, because I don't know the situations, but eventually, when one of these situations happens and it's clearly just somebody just being irresponsible, throw the book at them, make an example out of them, lock them up and throw away the key. Do some kind of vehicular homicide or whatever, you know, because it's a daggone murder. They're not setting out to murder somebody, but it is. At the end of the day, somebody's getting killed because of their stupid decision. But if you'd make an example out of somebody one time, then maybe it would curb some of that behavior. But it's just getting worse and worse. You're seeing stories. I mean, that particular thing there a couple weeks ago, it was two of them in the same day. Different, not the same lake. Well, I think one was in North Carolina and one in Alabama maybe, or somewhere else there. But, it was two in the same day, but you're seeing it more and more frequently. And you're seeing incidents of just lack of courtesy out on the water. You're seeing that all the daggone time now. And so, I don't know how you get in control of it. I don't know how you... Look at them over here. There's another group of them right there. Right here beside us. Oh, y'all, there's a mirror mixed in with that. I see it. I saw the scales. There's a mirror carp mixed in with that group. Oh, there are some mirrors in here. I want to catch one. Oh, they're gone now. Y'all, I saw that. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. I saw the scale pattern. There is a mirror carp mixed in with that group, so there are some in here. There's a chance we're going to get one today. Or maybe more, who knows? But yeah, you know, the situation with the boat traffic and the lack of courtesy and the boat ramp situations and stuff, I'm like, I'll tell you what it makes me want more than anything is to kind of get back to a more simpler way of fishing, I guess, to try to avoid some of it best I can. Because like when we come in here today, for instance, in this creek, we're not going to see none of that nonsense back up in here. You're not going to be exposed to it here. It's nice to get away from it. The other thing, like when I'm in this kayak by itself with no accessories on, it's like 140 pounds. It's heavy. It's manageable, but it's heavy. But you put that motor on it, you put the battery for the motor in it, you put my bait cooler in here, graph, battery for the graph. Today, of course, I got these power pole anchors on here. You add all this crap on, and now you've got something that's too daggone heavy to be managed without a trailer. So now I'm forced to use a boat ramp like a boat for the kayak. And one of the nice things about kayak fishing when I started, and I had a obviously more simpler setup back then, and even now when I use my Hobie Lynx kayak, because it's so lightweight, I can bypass, like if there's 4 trucks lined up waiting to take their boats out at a ramp, I bypass all that. I just go over to the shore, hop out, pop the wheels there on the kayak, and up I go. I can avoid all that. Like the other day when I got stuck behind that guy that was just a jerk and pulled to the top of the boat ramp there to strap his boat down and clean it off and everything. Like I could have avoided that whole situation had I not been in this kayak. So I need to get back to a more simpler fishing all the time. That Hobie Lynx, I love it, man. It is so fun to catch fish out of. We're going to catch one right here. Oh, he pulled on it. He pulled on it, but he didn't get it. Let's see if he'll come back for it, I bet. I thought he would. He must have felt the hook and thought better of it. But like that Hobie Lynx, it is so much fun to catch fish out of. But I don't have a good way of mounting rod holders securely to it for like how I like to catfish. And the hull it's not very thick, so it's not very durable. So launching in places where I've got to deal with concrete or gravel or rocks, you got to be super careful with that thing. I'd like to maybe have me a kayak that's like the Lynx in that it's lightweight or lighter weight, but be roto-molded. The way you got a little bit more durability with the hull. And you're going to have to add the Lynx, it's like 47 pounds. The hull itself, and then once you put the seat and the pedal drive in, it's like 65 pounds, I think. If you get a roto-molded kayak, we're going to get a fish is what we're going to get. Look at this rod. There it goes. He's on there. He's on there. That other one didn't hook up, but this one did. It's taken longer between bites than what I would anticipate. I really thought by now we would be getting it as soon as we hit the water. But we're still getting bit early and often enough to keep me satisfied out here. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Don't let me forget to finish telling you the story about what I'm wanting out of a kayak though. Because I got an idea. I'm gonna run it by you. This fish though, he's wanting attention first though. We gotta deal with the problem at hand. Tighten down a little bit more now. Don't want to tighten that drag too early on in the fight. That's when you're gonna jerk that hook right out their mouth. Oh, buddy, that's another good one. That is another good fish right there. That's another one we're gonna have to net for sure. It'd be nice if y'all would net these fish for me. Come on, Carp, get up in here. Got him. We got him. I don't know if I can keep him in that net, but we got him in there for now. Boy, look at this one. Oh, look at that one, folks. That one's got some weight on him right there. Got a leaf on his head too, don't he? You look ridiculous, Carp, wearing that leaf on your head like that. Oh, man. Something about the left side of this creek. There's just more fish willing to eat. Oh boy, he's going crazy. Boy howdy, come on now. Whew. I popped that hook out his jaw. He wasn't having it. He's got water all over the lens. We gotta clean that off because I want you to take a picture of me and this fish. I'm gonna have to lose this sweatshirt in a minute, y'all. I'm hot. Oh, this is a good one. This thing, I mean, this thing is thick, y'all. Like, he's got some weight on it. Or she, whatever. You know what I mean. Oh, buddy. Y'all. I mean, look how thick. I mean, that fish right there is solid, man. Nice. These things are just, they're incredible. They're incredible fighters. I mean, if we was ultralight fishing day, we'd probably catch some fish, bluegill, for lucky crappie, bass, things like that. But man, these carp, I mean, I don't know how much that thing weighed, but I guarantee he's over 10 pounds. And most of the fish we'll catch here today be over 10 pounds. Like, it's just, I mean, what else can you do to catch this many fish that are 10 plus pounds just over and over and over again? Like, it's just, it's such a unique situation. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna try to repeat it again by just casting right back up. I'm not gonna put a worm on. I think we put a worm on that one on the right, which just ain't getting hit. Of course, when it got popped there a few minutes ago, that worm may have got ripped off. And I don't think it's a situation where the pink corn is doing something that the yellow corn on the other one won't do. Like, I don't think that's it, because I mean, I've caught a bunch of fish on all different colors. And I think back a few years ago, I was only using yellow. I don't even think I had pink back then when that happened. I can't remember. It's been so long now, I can't remember. Okay. But to kayak. So, yeah, I've been wanting to get back to a little bit more simpler fishing. This kayak here, obviously, for tournament purposes, it's nice to have the motor. Having that GPS, spot lock, course heading, it's nice. If I got to make a long run somewhere, it's nice having the motor. But man, my best days as far as fun goes, I mean, this is obviously at its own level, it's fun. But just a normal day of fishing, I really enjoy being in a smaller kayak. Like this kayak is so stable. The more stable the kayak you're in, the less of the kayak fishing experience you get. So the smaller the platform, the more fun it is for me. And I think that's part of the reason why I love that Hobie Lynx I got so much, which is basically a paddle board with a seat and pedals. When I took it down there to the ocean a few months ago and I'm getting towed around by sharks, I'm like, this is just a blast. But I'd like to spend more time this year in a smaller kayak. Now I've got my Old Town Big Water kayak also, that's a pedal kayak, smaller platform. I love that thing. I'd like to go even smaller though. And so here's what I was thinking about. I'm thinking about getting a 10-footer, 10-foot length kayak. That way I won't have to use a trailer at all. I can fit it in my truck bed. Now I can put my Old Town Big Water kayak, I could put it in my truck bed too, but it's 13 feet. So in order to do it, I need to put my bed extender on. And I've got a bed extender, like it just goes in your receiver there for your trailer hitch. It goes in there and it gives your back end of your kayak a little bit more support. I have one of those. But because I'm rotating between the Lynx and the Old Town and this kayak that requires a trailer, I don't want to have to be taking the bed extender on and off all the time to be hooking up the trailer. I'd like to just have me a 10-foot kayak that I can just slide in my truck bed, no bed extender, like I do my Lynx. Like my Lynx is, I think it's 11 foot, but it's so lightweight, and the design of the Lynx, like I don't need a bed extender with it. Like it's perfectly fine. So, I mean, loading and unloading is super fast. And so I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about getting me a 10-foot, 10.5-foot kayak. Look, I don't need a fourth kayak, but it would replace my Old Town Big Water, which I mostly tow around. I've got another trailer for it. I would sell the Old Town Big Water and trailer and get a 10.5-foot model kayak that I could just go in and out of the truck. And I'd like to have one, I'm looking at that Native Slayer LTE model. It's 10 foot or 10.5 foot, I think. It's 60 some odd pounds for the hull, and then pedal drive and seat adds another 20. So you're looking at about 80 pounds or so, give or take, 80, 85 pounds. But Native makes their own, like, it's kind of like a Boondocks landing gear type situation. I forget their name that they call theirs, but it's basically a rip-off of the Boondocks landing gear. But their gear tracks in the back of those kayaks are reinforced to accommodate those. So it'd be very easy to slide that thing out of your truck, pop those wheels down, walk it down to the water because it's so lightweight. You get back at the end of the day, do that in reverse. Pop the wheels down, walk it up your truck, slide it in, you're good to go. You're out of there. Don't need a boat ramp. Ain't got to wait in line behind all the boaters. You're in a smaller kayak platform, so you're getting more of the kayak fishing experience. And I'll tell you, man, I've been kayak fishing a long time. I got my first kayak, I believe it was back in like 2008. So 2025 now, so what, 17 years. Time flies, man. When I got my first real fishing kayak, it was that Native Ultimate. It was a 14.5 foot kayak. And back then, there wasn't as many models of kayaks available, especially fishing kayaks. So 10-foot kayaks back in those days were really, they were unstable, they didn't track very well. Like back then you wanted a longer kayak. So it'd track better. You wanted something a little wider, more stability. Nowadays, there's so much improvement in the design and the hull shape and the hull design that you can have a 10-foot kayak, pedal kayak, that's going to track pretty good, still give you the maneuverability to turn on a dime, but track well and give you enough stability. It's not going to be as stable as this or some of the wider kayaks, but enough stability that you can do what you need to do. Stand up, pee if you need to, throw a cast net, land a big fish. Like, it's stable enough for that, but not so stable that it takes away from the kayak fishing experience. So I'm looking around, and that Native Slayer LTE's caught my eye. I looked at the Old Town, because I love the Old Town pedal drive. I love it. The Native drive is a bicycle style, kind of like the Old Town, but the Old Town is maintenance free. Like, you don't have to do anything. Hose it off if you're in salt water. Otherwise, you don't do anything with the Old Town drive. The Native, you got to grease that thing. You got to, like, take it apart, put some grease in there every couple months, in the top and the bottom of it. So it requires a little bit of time and effort. And so that's a drawback. But I looked at the Old Town 10-footer. It's heavier, and you don't have really a flat mounting area on the hull for me to securely mount rod holders. Oh, left rod. I didn't even see that. He was barely tugging on it. I glanced up and my rod tip's sitting there. Just bent over. Y'all got to holler when a fish bites now. I'm focused on telling y'all a story. I ain't sitting there watching the rod tips nonstop. I need to be. I ain't got to look at this one yet, but he feels pretty good right now. He is right here beside us, but the water's so muddy I can't get eyes on him yet. Come on up here, Phil. Let me just look at you. That's a nice fish. He's not as big as the last one, but it's still a pretty nice fish. The bar keeps getting set higher and higher. He's running that line around his fin too. We're gonna have to undo this fish twice. We're gonna have to get the hook out the mouth and the line from the fin. You old fish, you done it this time. Come over here now. Let's see if we can get him in this net. I may have to pull him in backwards the way he's wrapped up in that line. Don't go over there with my power poles now, fish. Oh, I missed him. I missed him again. Come on. Yeah. I need one of y'all to net this dang fish for me, would you? I'm right there on him. Can't get him in there. There he is. He's bigger than I thought. He's bigger than I thought, folks. That's another one there that's... I seen him down there in the water and didn't think he was that big. Where'd my pliers go, fish? Let me get these worms out of the way before I knock that cup of dirt over there. Yeah, hey. There we go. All right, man. Oh, y'all. That's another one there that just fooled me. He felt pretty good, and then I saw him, I'm like, okay. And now I'm looking at him. Now this one here, oh, he's gonna get himself knocked out if you don't calm down. You can see, I think this one's maybe kind of dropped something, like it's skinnier. I feel like he's skinnier than he should be. You look at the top here, and then you get back down toward the tail. It looks like the sides are kind of sunk in a little bit. I bet this one's probably done dropped its eggs and stuff. That's me analyzing the carp spawn right there, folks. Fish. This rod, why can't this rod get hit? Like, what is going on here that all of the action's coming on this one, but yet this one, I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. Let's send this one back out. I'm gonna reel in this other one. I just want to see if that worm's still on there. We'll put some more pack bait on it and send it back out. I may throw it up. We've tried it on the edge over here for probably an hour now, I guess. Let's throw it back over here in the weeds. See what happens. We're just gonna experiment with that rod. This one over here, we know we keep casting it over here in this area. We can just sit here and just keep shellacking these fish. We'll take this other rod and just experiment some more with it. Like, we got all these fish, right? See them right there? Let's just throw into some of them. Now the worm's gone. I guess it got knocked off when that fish tugged on it. I ain't gonna put a worm on this one though. I am gonna pack a little bit more pack bait just because we're gonna cast it over here in an area that we ain't cast to. I'm gonna put it, I was gonna put it right on them fish, but I don't see them now. Let's go right here, that little cut that goes right through there. Let's put it right there. Let's see what happens with that. There's been a lot of fish right there in that area, working in and out along that cut, splashing around and whatnot. Let's just see what happens. It'll either work out or it won't. We can't do any worse with it right there than what we did down here. It's just weird to me, man. Why is it that the rod on this side is unlimited action? This one, what we got, like one total fish? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Bear with me a second here, folks. That sun's out, it's getting warm now. Y'all sit up here a second. I gotta come out of this shirt. You may hear some rustling around. I got the microphone on my jacket. Bear with me, folks. I gotta get out of this shirt under. I'm gonna sweat to death. I need to get out of my bibs too, but I'm gonna leave them on for now. This is good thing I got that camera turned around backwards there too, because if the women in y'all's lives was watching me strip down here in this kayak, they'd be ruined for you. They wouldn't look at you the same after they seen me done strip down here and everything. I done you a favor by having that camera pointing their way. Y'all got what? No, y'all good there on the lens. But let me finish up my kayak sermon here. So anyway, I've been considering a 10.5 foot range, something I can fit in the truck bed without a trailer, something light enough to not need a trailer, smaller kayak platform to get more enjoyment. It needs to have somewhere on the hull that's a flat space that I can drill into the hull and mount a couple rod holders securely. That Native Slayer will allow me to do that. The Old Town 10-foot model will not, with the hull design on it. And it's a little heavier. But I do like the Old Town pedal drive. The Hobie don't really have, well, they got that Passport model. I don't like it. I want it to be a good quality kayak. I'd like to ideally try it out. I reached out to Native. I sent them a message through Instagram and also to their website email. And I introduced myself and said, hey, here's what I'm wanting to do. I'd like to, if I could, borrow that Slayer LTE model from a dealer or one of your pro staff members in my area. Because oftentimes these dealers will have a demo model where they let people try it out before they buy it, or have a demo day. And of course, their pro staff people, they get a free kayak every year. So, I reached out and I just, I introduced myself and said, hey, if possible, I would love the opportunity to borrow one of your dealers or pro staff's kayak for a few days to get some seat time in it and film some videos to kind of show my audience a smaller platform, kind of a grab and go kayak, something that's lightweight and more suitable for places that don't have a boat ramp. And of course I put on my YouTube numbers on there because I thought it would be beneficial to everybody. For me personally, I get to try out the kayak before I buy it. That way I don't make a mistake like I did with that Bonafide kayak a few months ago where I bought it, took it out twice and realized this ain't for me. And then I got to turn around and sell it for a loss. It would give me some seat time in it. It would give Native some advertisement. Their pro staff people are all bass fishermen. They're not in the catfish genre at all. So it would put their kayaks in front of a new audience and it would be free advertising for them. They're not paying for it. Just let me borrow a dealer's demo kayak, something that's going to get used anyway, or one of their pro staff's demo kayaks. And the other thing it would benefit would be either the dealer or the pro staff person who let me borrow the kayak for a day or two. They would get some advertisement as well. All these pro staffers, they're trying to grow on social media. I obviously have a big audience. The dealer, they're be getting free advertisement. I thought, here we go, another one. That one there didn't take as long. We should have known this one would get bit before the one on the other side. Old fish. Oh, he's getting wild now. These over here, ain't he? He just turned, headed back the other way full speed. Don't get up there. Oh, that's another one. It's solid. Just stay over there. Don't you get over here near my anchor poles or motor. We've done real good so far of keeping these fish out of the motor and poles. We've not had a tangle yet. This fish got his second wind, buddy. He's run off. He looked like a pretty good fish. I don't think he's as big as some of the others, but he's fighting harder than they did. This one here must have just got to the party. The others have been at it all night. This one, he just got here. He said he just got here. He's fired up and ready to go. He thought he'd get him a little snack. He thought our pack bait and corn there was like an hors d'oeuvre. For those of you who may not know, an hors d'oeuvre is what rich people call appetizers. If me and you, we go to the Texas Roadhouse, we get us an appetizer, that bloomin' onion or whatever it is. Rich people, though, they don't eat that. They get hors d'oeuvres. They got these waiters with white gloves that walk around with trays. I've never personally experienced it because I ain't on that income level, but I've seen movies. I've seen how it works. It looks nice having waiters with just trays of free appetizers, hors d'oeuvres for you. If I go to Texas Roadhouse, I got to pay for that onion. This fish, though, he thought he had him an hors d'oeuvre. He's here to the convention, the carp spawn convention. Going to get him an hors d'oeuvre and get after it. Well, surprise fish, it had a hook. Oh, it had a hook in it. I just ripped it out of his mouth. Well, we got the quick release on that. As I'm coming out of my pants here. You know what I forgot to do? Y'all look at this. I took my life jacket off, I pulled that shirt off. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my bib straps back up over my arms. Y'all, sometimes I ain't very bright. You know what? I need to just take these things off when I need them. It's hot enough now, I don't need them. We're in that time period where you need layers. You come out in the mornings, it's a little cool. You need some extra clothes, but by the time we get here now, it's hot. You could be out here in flip-flops if you wanted to be. It's a good time of year. So yeah, anyway, I reached out to Native. I sent them that message through Instagram and through their website, just trying to get in touch with somebody that could maybe be a mediary between me and either a dealer or a pro staffer. Because I thought it was a good deal for everybody. It's not like I'm asking for something. I'm not asking for a free kayak. I'm not asking for a discount. I'll pay, if I like it, I'll pay full price for it. I'd just like to try it out a little bit. And I thought, man, it's allow me to do that. It'd give them some free advertisement. Maybe promote one of their dealers or pro staff people that let me use it. And I can't get a response out of them. It ain't even that they told me no. They ain't telling me a damn thing. They won't even respond to me. That was last week, so I guess they ain't got no interest in it. It is what it is. I'll eventually find somebody to let me try one out. I don't know anybody. All of my friends that have kayaks have big kayaks. I'm the only weirdo that likes being in a smaller platform. Like, everybody thought I was crazy for getting that Lynx, but I love it. It's just not, I love the Lynx in the ocean, but it's not necessarily the best platform for some of the places I launch at around here with like real rocky shorelines or concrete boat ramps. Like, that hull is just not going to hold up. I need something rotomolded, which means I'm going to have to get something that's a little bit heavier. But like that Slayer LTE and the Old Town 10-foot kayak, and like, they're light enough that it's manageable. But I like the Native from the aspect you can put them wheels on it, that their version of Boondocks. And it's got the bicycle style pedal drive that I like. The Hobie, that stepping motion, it's given me problems in the past. Now, I didn't have any issues with the Lynx yet. Like, I've not had that sciatic pain at all. I'm in a lot better shape now than what I used to be, so I may not have any more issues with it, but I still, just from a comfort and enjoyment perspective, I enjoy the bicycle style more than I do the stepping motion of the Hobie. So anyway, I'm gonna look around some more, but I may end up getting me one and then selling my Old Town Big Water kayak if it works out. But I want to try it out before and I've only got one dealer local to me that sells Native stuff, and they don't even have them in stock, so they never have anything in stock. So I don't really know when that will happen, that I'll get to actually try one out, but hopefully I will. I just kind of want to get back to a more simple way of fishing. I mean, yes, for tournament purposes, I want access to all the goodies. But for just regular fishing, I'd like to get back to a more simple, more fun way. I've spent I've been doing this YouTube crap for 10 years. And part of YouTube is just cranking out the content. And so I've wanted access to the motors and just all the gadgets, anything that I think can give me an edge on getting more content, I've wanted it. But I'm kind of at a point now where it's like, I've been doing this crap so long, I'm not getting any younger. I mean, I'm young. I'm 43. I'm not like I'm old. I'm in good health. I'm in better shape now than what I was 10 years ago, physically. But like, you know, I've got less days in front of me than I've got behind me at this point. And I want to spend as much of my time as possible, especially right now while I feel good and I'm in good health. I want to spend as much time as possible doing what I want to do, what I love the most, what makes me happy. And again, it's not that I don't enjoy being in this kayak or having all the gadgets. It's just, it's more enjoyable, it's more fun to be in a smaller platform. So I want to spend more time doing that. And will it mean that I get less videos? Well, probably. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I'm at a point now where I don't have to worry about that as much. So I don't know. I'm eventually going to find somebody that has one and will let me take it for a test spin, or maybe Native will get back with me. If one of y'all watching this out there has a connection over there, tell them to check the email. I thought that at least, I mean, even if they weren't interested, would at least tell me no. They didn't even respond. But I don't know. It is what it is. I can get not responding. Like if I was asking, I'm sure they get asked every day for stuff. And yes, I guess I technically was asking. I was asking to borrow. It wasn't like I was asking to have it. I'm willing to pay full price for it if I like it. And even if I don't end up liking it, they're still going to get some advertisement on my channel. It may not be a good kayak for me, but it's obviously a good kayak. It's a reputable brand. Just because something may not end up being for me doesn't mean it's not going to be for one of you all out there watching. So maybe it'll work out at some point. Everybody that I know in the kayak, especially the kayak catfishing world, everybody's focused on bigger. They want that Bonafide XTR. They want a new canoe unlimited, Hobie Pro Angler, that new Wilderness Systems kayak. They want more and bigger and wider. I want the opposite, man. I want to go backwards. I want to get small. I want more nimble. I want stable. I mean, I don't want to be out there on something I'm going to easily roll. Needs some stability, but that's not the primary importance to me. So I'm going to give one of these 10-foot kayaks a shot. The Lynx has really sold me on the smaller platform. I don't need the extra space. Like you take this kayak, for instance. This is 13 and a half foot, I think, or 13 feet, 8 inches, 9 inches. It's just under 14 foot, this kayak. Look how much space I don't use in this thing. Like, I've got stuff in that front hatch, most of which I don't need. I just put stuff in there because I can. But like, I got my cooler here, and this is my big cooler, the big bait cooler. But you can't see off the back, but from behind the cooler all the way back, hell, that's over 2 feet of the kayak right there that I don't even use. That's just empty space. So if you got a 10 or 11 foot kayak and you're using every inch of it, you don't necessarily need all that extra. I mean, I don't carry a lot of stuff with me anyway, compared to a lot of people. I keep my gear pretty streamlined. I mean, the amount of tackle I carry either fits in my life jacket or in this hatch. I used to try to push the envelope, like early on in my kayak fishing days. I was trying to fish with as many rods as possible. And then I kind of got down to fishing with 4 rods for a while. And now most days I go out, I'm fishing with 2. Even when I'm catfishing, I'm fishing with 2. Today we're carp fishing, I'm fishing with 2 rods. I go ultralight fishing, I'm using 1. If I go make a bait run for skipjack, I'm using 2. Like I don't need the ability to fish with 6 rods, right? So like a smaller kayak is fine to have 2 rods, as long as I got a place to mount rod holders, which has kind of been the thing with the lynx is you can't drill into that hole, and I can't get a good secure way of mounting rod holder where it's gonna hold up if you're suspend fishing. That's always the thing with mounting rod holders on a kayak is if you're suspend fishing for catfish, you get that downward torque when a fish hits, which puts upward pressure on the kayak hull because of the rod holder. So like, you need them things bolted in. And I just can't do that with the lynx. I love it though. Man, it's so much fun to catch fish on. It is an awesome platform. Our line here just went slack. Did you see that? Is that the wind or is that a fish? It's a fish. I feel him swimming. Let's jerk his jaw. I saw that, the wind's blowing down right now this creek. I'm like, is that the wind doing that? Guess what, it wasn't. I do think more fish are coming in here though. It seems like there's a lot more activity going on over here than what it was at first light, even though our bait over here can't get touched. It's amazing what's going on here. I guess it has to be that we're casting to an area that fish aren't actively mating. That has to be it. You know what we're gonna try though? Here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna test that. By gosh. We're gonna switch these 2 rods. I'm gonna throw the yellow corn rig over here, and we're gonna put the pink one on this side. And see if it's making a difference. See if it's something to do with the water clarity. Maybe they can see the pink, they can't see the yellow. I don't know, but we're gonna test it. We'll know here in 5 or 10 minutes. By gosh, if the rod with the yellow corn gets hit instantly over here too, and this one with the pink on the other side don't get hit, we'll know it ain't just the color of the corn. I'm going to play this one out another minute or 2 here, folks. He's not wanting to cooperate yet. This dang fish, come on fish. You too small, you ain't getting no front camera time, I'm sorry. So you can show out all you want to, it ain't gonna change my mind. I'm gonna get you unhooked quick. I'm not even gonna bring you in if I can help it. I'd like to just grab that hook with these pliers and pop you free right quick. Just like that, he gone. Yep, let's run our experiment. That's what we're gonna do. After I get my rod line unwrapped around my rod tip there. Yep, that's an easy way to test. Something got her. Did we put a worm on that time? I think we did. We're not going to put a worm on when we cast it over here to the left though. I'm just going to put a little pack bait on it with the yellow corn. These carp, buddy, they are going. I'm going to stand up here so hopefully you can see a little better. There's so many more fish over here now. You can see them like they're out of the water over here kind of on that grass. It's the shallow. I just threw off part of that dang Let's do that again. I dropped that pack bait down in the water while I was showing these fish off, and I flung half of it off there. Let's just put a little more on. I don't want this experiment failing because I goofed up. I want to give it the full test right here. Okay. All right, put that there. Now let's put this one over here on this side. We're gonna see what happens. This may be a dumb experiment to run, but we're gonna do it. Where do we want to put this? Let me just cast it like, there's so much activity going on over here right now, it really don't matter where you put it, you're gonna be near some fish. I think as the day is going on, as it's warming up, I do think more fish are working in here. I mean, they're just right here beside us, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. It's awesome just to see this going on. Just to be out here. I mean, that's just nature, man. Incredible. There are so many fish in this creek. I mean, there's got to be hundreds of fish in here. We should honestly be catching more. When you think about how many fish are in here versus how many we've caught, like we're not even coming close to the number of fish in here, but we're still getting a lot of action for really just one rod when you think about it. But yeah, all in all, folks, like I'm wanting to get back to simplifying things, get more time in smaller kayak platform. Still use this one time to time. If I need to make a long run, if I'm gonna fish a tournament. I got a tournament coming up here soon on Nickajack. I ain't even been fishing for it. I ain't even practiced for it yet, because I can't get enough bait to justify driving that far to go fish it. The skipjack and the white bass, I think, are a little late this year. I don't know why they're behind, but compared to years past, they have gotten to the spawning grounds a little bit later. Not sure if it's weather, water conditions, whatever it's caused it, but I think the bite's going to pick back up greatly for the skipjack and stuff here in the next week or two, which is good. That way I should be able to easily get bait for the tournament if that works out to be the case. I don't know how many people's going to go to the Nickajack tournament. Ryan said him and Chris aren't going. I think they're going to Louisiana that weekend, so that'll be 2 people that ain't there for sure. I don't know how many of the others are coming down. If it don't look like there's going to be a lot of people, I may not end up going. Well, we've only been getting, averaging 10 or 12 people at these tournaments anyway. And if 20% of the people with Ryan and Chris ain't coming, unless they've got some other new people signing up. But that tournament, it'll score your 3 biggest. There's the month-long tournament I'm in. That slot tournament is more about small fish. But the Nickajack tournament, it'll be your 3 biggest fish. We got it here soon, a couple weeks. We got Sandusky Bay in June. There's no tournament in July. In August, I believe, is Hoover. in Ohio. And that'll probably be the last tournament I fish this year, of this tournament trail anyway. September is Lake of the Ozarks, which is about a 10-hour drive for me. I don't really have a great desire to drive that far to go catch catfish when I have them so close to home. Louisiana is, no, I think Texas is in October, which I probably won't go to that one either, just because of the drive. And then Louisiana after that. I would be interested in Louisiana, not so much for the catfishing part, although it was really good. The catfishing was great there last year. Very underrated catfishing fishery. But it'd be nice to go back down there and fish the salt again. But the tournament rules that are in place right now with our limit on pre-fishing, we'll only get 2 days of pre-fishing the week of the tournament. So, and because the boundaries in Louisiana, everything's pretty much in play. The Mississippi River, all them bayou lakes, like Lake Pontchartrain and all them, that's all in bounds for the tournament. So there's really nowhere you can fish within a few hour drive outside of them 2 days. And so if I'm gonna drive that far, I wanna hopefully make a week of it at least. So I probably won't go to it. The other thing too with the motor situation, like our tournament series allows multiple motors. They're allowing outboards now. And most events don't really matter, because if I want to fish somewhere, I don't need an outboard to get there. I just pick a launch closer to where I want to go. But on the Mississippi River, there's only a public boat ramp every 30 to 50 miles down there. Like it's not, you don't have a lot of access. So the people who have outboards, they are going to be able to access a ton of places that most of the tournament field won't be able to. And, you know, like I said, most tournaments, I don't really care if a person has an outboard. In fact, from a personal challenge and just the fact I like trash talking, the more stuff they have on their kayak, the better. Because if I beat them, they're never going to hear the end of it. It's like me beating all these guys with planer board. They're fishing 8 and 10 rods out of a kayak, and I show up with 2. And if I win, I give them guys hell about it. Because I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage. Just because they got more rods, I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage. I feel like if I put my baits where I need to be, 2 rods is plenty. But when it comes to people having access to water that I don't have access to, that is a competitive disadvantage. And I don't want to, I mean, you all just heard me. I'm trying to simplify my fishing. I'm trying to get it down to what I really need. What I don't want to do is add on more crap. I don't want to have to put an outboard on this kayak or another kayak. Like I don't want to have a gas outboard in addition to an electric motor. At that point, you're boat fishing. Like, I don't know, the lines have gotten grayed. As kayaks have gotten bigger and motorizing kayaks have become the norm, the lines, the boundaries between what's a kayak and what's a boat have been blurred. But while I will openly admit, I don't know what that line is, I don't know where the line is of what's a kayak and what's a boat. I know when you've got a 5 or 6 horsepower outboard and a bow mount motor with GPS, the line has been crossed. Like whatever that line is, we're beyond it. You're fishing in a boat at that point. So I just don't want to fish. I mean, if I wanted a boat, I'd go buy a damn boat. I've had boats before. I had boats before I got into kayak fishing. I love fishing out of a kayak. So anyway, that particular tournament, I feel like I'm going to be at a huge disadvantage. I won it last year, in my pedal kayak and 2 rods. I won that Mississippi River tournament in Louisiana. But this year, with the addition of outboards being allowed, like I don't feel like I can be competitive in it. Or even if I am competitive, like I feel like I'm at a disadvantage. Like even if I do well in a tournament, I feel like there's a chance I could do even much better if I had access to the water that an outboard would allow. So it's kind of one of them situations. It's like, do you want to keep up with the Joneses? Like, you know, I don't like the fact that people are going to have access to water that I don't have, but I could eat. I mean, if the point is, it's not like only certain people are allowed to have. Everybody, I mean, I could show up down there with an outboard too. Everybody could. I just don't want to. And so therefore maybe I just set that one out. So I think probably, if weather permits, I'm planning on fishing the Nickajack tournament here in a couple weeks. I mean, if it's storming or pouring down rain, a monsoon, I don't want to go sit in that. But if the weather's decent, I'm going to go. I'm planning on going to Sandusky Bay if the weather's decent, and also Hoover. That'll probably be it for me on the tournament season. We had less tournaments this year. The tournament director made less tournaments to try to give more time between events for people to get off work and stuff. Last year we had some tournaments that were like 2 weeks apart. And so when people's trying to get time off work, vacation and stuff, they can only take so many days. And of course they got family stuff and all that to account for as well they need vacation time for. So a lot of people couldn't come to the tournament, certain tournaments, because of that. So this year the tournament director put more time between the events and less events to try to boost the number of people showing up. But the first tournament of the year there on Wheeler in Alabama, we had 11 people. So first tournament didn't have a big turnout. But Alabama was good to me. I finished second place and cashed a check and had a profitable trip. Got some big fish. Our left rod here finally got hit. I think he might actually have it and be swimming up. My line should be blowing to the right with the way the wind's blowing right now. He does have it. He does. Well, no, he don't. I'm stuck in something. Oh, y'all, I'm hung. No, I've got something on there. I'm hung, but I've got something on. I feel him. I'm hung in something. How the hell did I get hung right here? I ain't been hung in it all morning. He's on there. I can feel him. Swim, fish. Get us out of whatever we're hung in. I wonder if he didn't swim around something. The wind is blowing this direction right now, but my line was moving against it. And so I thought something was on and I felt him, but then we immediately got hung. Oh, okay, there he comes. Well, I guess I didn't. Boy, I'm an idiot, y'all. I thought I felt a fish on there, but my hook is buried in a stick. There's no way I felt a fish. The old stick fish pulled back. Tree 50. How much that one weighed? I'm gonna throw that stick over there. Well, maybe there is something to that pink corn catching them fish. We've been sitting there a while now with this rod out there. I'm gonna cast it back out. If it don't get bit here next few minutes, we're gonna go back to the pink. I don't know what was up with that. It's funny though, we ain't got stuck in that stick or limb or whatever it was. We ain't been stuck over there all morning, but we got stuck then. I don't know. Oh, Oh, let me loosen that drag while I'm thinking about it. There we go. Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll switch them rods back out. This one over here, man. Hundreds of fish right here to the right, and they ain't touching it. There's probably something to what that person told me there. Because, I mean, I think he thought I was lying. When I talked about how I got all them fish during the spawn, like, they ain't gonna eat during the spawn. I'm like, by gosh, they do. And we've proved it out here today, we've caught a bunch. But fish that are actively thrashing around mating over there where that bait is at, like they're not. I mean, I can see my line right there. There's fish just swimming right over the top of it. They're not paying attention to it. But I also don't necessarily want to throw out another line over in here, because then when they run, we're going to get tangles. What we may could do is throw up behind us here. Of course, I've not seen as much activity up here. And I mean, we've seen a little bit, but there's not been as much up here behind us as what's been below us. But we could throw one maybe back up in here and throw the other one down this way. And that would give us a little space between them, but both be on this side. Well, I say that, and that rod right there, something tugged on it. Unless I imagined that. Something is tugging. Look at my line. You see it? It just got tied over there again. Something's got it. Oh. Dang. I botched that. I saw my line getting tied. I thought he had it. Let's do that again. I'm gonna throw it over there again, y'all. Something made that line go tight. I kind of want to put a worm on it too. See if that would help our cause. We haven't needed it there on the left, but over here on the right, maybe a worm would maybe help get the attention, since these fish are distracted doing adult activities. We got these worms here, might as well. It pays off to have you some worms with you when you carp fishing, folks. That's one thing last year I really became a huge believer in the worms. At least for the normal trips anyway. I mean, days like today, when you got a million fish in one area, it's not quite as important, I guess, but on the days where you're fishing and there just ain't that many fish there, I think having a worm certainly helps your calls. I've proven it has, actually. All right. Well, we're back in the game again. I think I've got a stick wrapped up in this line. Okay, there it goes, maybe. The wind's going this way, and the current's very light, but it's going that way as well. So anything drifting down this creek's gonna potentially get pushed into our lines. We could have set up on that side of the creek too. When I got out here, I saw the activity here, and I thought, I'm gonna get right above the activity and cast down to it. But yeah, these fish over here that are actively mating, not interested in eating. But over here, I think coming up that creek channel, either having not spawned yet or done, they are willing to eat. And it would be interesting to know too, as far as the migration goes. Like I think I said earlier, the other creek I launched, I did not launch in this creek. But the other creek I put in at didn't have any spawning activity going on whatsoever. Like, how far are these carp going to migrate to come to their spawning grounds? Do the same carp come back to the same place every year? No, I don't know. But I mean, if all the carp on this section of the river come here, like that could really be interesting to know if you could follow, like if you could plan it, like if you knew a month before they were going to spawn that they would be staged up, you know, I don't know, at the creek mouth or up or down river from here a certain distance. It's possible you could have days like we're having today well before the spawn. Now I know once the spawn's over, a lot of these fish will leave. You'll still catch fish in this creek and some of the other creeks that I've seen them spawning in and stuff, but they just won't be here in the same volume. And last time too, if memory serves me, when the carp spawn was happening, I didn't catch buffalo. It was only carp. Now last week when I fished, and of course I fished a different creek then, but I was catching both. I think I got around the same number of carp and buffalo that day on the same spot. But we've not caught any buffalo out here today. I don't know if they're here. Maybe they get run out during the spawn, or I don't know. You would think though, and maybe it is happening, but you would think with this many carp being distracted that there would be a lot of catfish in here to take advantage. I mean, when carp get as big as what they are, and here anyway, the ones we've caught, they don't really have predators anymore. Largemouth bass can't eat a carp that's 5-10 pound range, but an 80-pound flathead can. 80-pound blue cat can. And you would think this would be easy, because these things are so distracted. I mean, we could go right through them with the motor and it wouldn't disturb them at all. Any big monstrous fish could come up and just snatch any of them. They'd be oblivious to it until they were got. So you would think there would be a lot of predator fish, big catfish, that would follow the carp spawn. And maybe there are, and I just don't have. I have thrown out catfish baits in this creek before. I didn't bring a rod to do it with today. But, I mean, but hell, even if you did have a catfish bait out, how could you compete with all this food? How would you get your bait noticed versus all this? You've got thrashing fish that are easy pickings everywhere out here. How would you get your bait noticed? It would make sense though that there would be some, I mean, just monstrous trophy size blues and flatheads somewhere in the vicinity to come in and work in and out of this to feed. Because that's a big meal with limited effort for them. Finally, we're finally getting hit here. I saw that rod tip wiggle. Something hit it. We're going to end up having to switch these two rods back out, I think. It's been the longest gap between fish on this side of the kayak since we switched out from the pink corn to the yellow. And moving the pink over here to the right hasn't done anything for it. He may have it, actually. I'm almost embarrassed to pick up on it again after I sat there thinking I had a fish on and it was a stick. I swear it moved, though. Moved a couple times. There must have been, maybe that stick was trying to slide. I'd pull on it, maybe it'd start to slide down the creek or something in the current. I don't know, but it moved. I didn't imagine that, folks. Y'all think I'm crazy setting a damn hook on a stick fighting it, but I promise you, he's on there. He is on there. There he is. Oh, I just pulled it out of his mouth. I'll tell you what, let's do. I'm gonna just, for duties and giggles, we're gonna reel this one in. Our worm's still on there. With the pink, we're gonna throw it over here where we've been getting them. And I think I'm gonna throw this yellow one behind us over here and see what that does. Because on the right side ain't getting it done. No matter what we've thrown on the right over here into them fish that are actively spawning, like they are not interested. So I think we need to be in the channel, in the creek channel. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the pink back out on this side. And we will take the yellow now and just throw it behind us. That way maybe we can have a little distance. Or we could throw it in front and maybe throw it way down over there. Let's try that. Because we know there's more fish down in the creek than they are up behind us. At least that we can see anyway. Try to put enough distance so they don't get tangled up in each other. All right. Y'all's job is to keep them fish out of the lines. When the one on the left starts running, keep it out of that line. Keep it here and forward. But it should be in the creek channel. We do have some fish up here behind us right now. I was just thinking maybe we throw it over here, kind of in that original creek channel, but further up behind us this way. But logically, I mean, more fish are down. Fish that are coming into this creek are coming from that direction. But look how many are over here, man. Is this not incredible or what? Look how many are just right here. And I'm not in, I mean, I used to be into bow fishing. I got into it for like a year or so. Even had a John boat rigged up with lights. My young and dumb days, but like this will be a bow fisherman's dream come true, to have all these spawning carp up here, right on the surface, easy pickings. But I mean, there's just so many of them. And maybe it's just the water getting muddied up over there too, but it seems like the water's coming up since we've been in this creek. Seems like the water's rising. Like I feel like there was more of that grass that was out of water when we got here. I could be wrong on that, but look at them. Don't even care that we're this close. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 of them right there together. They're all comparable size right there too. I wonder if that's something they do, like if they're, granted there's a bunch of them in here mating, but like are they is comparable size fish all together, or does it matter? I don't know. Y'all, I tell you, we've got more questions than answers today, but I've had a damn good day with catching the fish we got. I just thought it would be a little bit more active on us reeling them in. That last time, man, I was literally, I would cast the line out and it would be on instantly. Today, we're definitely having to wait a little bit, but we're still catching a bunch. I wonder if maybe, again, I've got more questions than answers. That particular time when I was out before with it going on, I wonder if it was more toward the tail end of the spawn and you had more fish that were done but still in the area, versus maybe now when maybe things are still getting, because I think we've caught some fish today that are still pre-spawn, that's still full of eggs. I'm going to be very conflicted tomorrow, though, of what I should do. On one hand, I need to try to catfish for that slot tournament. On the other hand, I'd kind of like to come back here and see how these fish behave tomorrow. How many's here tomorrow? I'm doing some kind of fishing tomorrow. The weather's going to be good, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Part of it too, I mean, like if we come back here tomorrow, I know I'm going to catch fish. I don't know. If I do fish here tomorrow, I'll probably save that video for a week or so. That way you don't get hit with like two, for regular viewers, you don't get hit necessarily with 2 carp videos in a row. Normally everything goes in sequential order on my channel, but I don't guess it has to. It's just something I've always done. That way if I tell a story and there's a follow-up, everything's in sequential order. It'd be silly if you got the back end of a story before you got the front end of it. I don't know if I really have any good stories to tell. I ain't done much lately. I've pretty much just been either on the water or being at home. I've got my garden planted. Tomatoes are out. Peppers, I'm going to get a couple more pepper plants probably. I'm looking for some poblano peppers. Rural King didn't have any. Tried stopping at Mayo's Garden Center, but that's closed. So I may have to go to a flea market and find them, but everything else, I planted some cucumber seeds. They've started to sprout. My peas I planted about a month ago, I guess. They've really took off. My tomatoes are looking good. The peppers that I've planted are looking good. And I also planted some watermelon seeds, and a couple of them have started to sprout. And I've got another bed area that's just nothing but sunflowers. Here we go. Finally, fish. We've been waiting for an eternity here for you. He said he's on his own time. He'll get here when he gets here. It's on the pink though. We just cast that pink out just a few minutes ago into that area. Oh, that's catfish. Well, I spoke of catfish and we've conjured one up. It ain't very big, but it's a cat. Now see, I can see a bunch of small fish being in here too, like catfish and bass, eating these fry when these carp eggs hatch. Yeah, that's a blue cat. Small, but he's blue. Come over here, fish. You're the wrong species today. I'm trying to catch these carp. You over here didn't even take a bath. He's covered in mud. Let's see you. Let's see what we can do with you here. Oh, He just broke us off. You danged old catfish. What the hell did you do that for? Dadgummit. All right, well, I got some more rigs ready to go here. They're all yellow though. Oh, I don't have any pink with me, I don't think. I just put a few in. Yeah, they're all yellow. I don't carry all my carp gear. I just do these. I tie up my rigs in advance and put a few in. The kayak, because I rarely lose a rig, you know. It's not an every trip thing that I lose one. And so when I do, or if the corn pops off or hook bends, I just cut one knot here, and then I'm ready to tie on a whole new rig. It's fast. It saves me time. But the fact that I don't have pink, and for whatever reason the pink seems to be mattering today, surprisingly. We ran that experiment and I thought, well, this will be stupid. But clearly the yellow just ain't getting hit as much today, but we're gonna throw it out there. That's all we got. There's some geese fly over there. There we go. That's 30-pound braid for my main line, folks. I don't do anything special with it. It's just straight braid down to that swivel. I've got 50-pound braid going through these little Amazon feeders here. There's nothing to hold them in place, so I use 2 swivels. I put a little piece of 50-pound braid in there between them swivels. That way it keeps your feeder close to your hook and rig. What you don't want is this thing to slide way up your line and your pack bait be 6 or 8 feet away from your actual hook and bait that you're trying to get the fish to eat. You need it to be close. So having it between them swivels helps me keep everything tight together. And for rigging purposes, I just put them in a sandwich baggie, and when we have a break off, like that little jerk of a catfish done to us, tie 1 knot, you're good. Everything else is already rigged up and ready to go. Is my way the best way? Probably not, but it works for me. When I'm doing these videos, the more efficient I can be, the better off I am. Y'all don't want to sit here and watch me tie up the entire carp setup. So I just do that in the winter months. I'll take days where the weather's nasty in the winter. I'll tie up catfish rigs, tie up carp rigs, my shark rigs when I go to the ocean. Do all that then. That way, when we get into the spring and summer and I'm wanting to spend my time fishing, I don't have to waste time with that. Everything's done and ready for me. I put everything in sandwich baggies because it's easy, it stores compactly. I can fit it in the kayak, I can fit it in my life jacket. I normally keep catfish rigs in both kayaks. Well, this one in my Old Town kayak. The carp rigs I only keep in here because I only carp fish out of this one. My bait rigs, where I might be in this kayak, I might be in my Old Town, I might be in my Hopi Lynx. Like I keep my bait rigs on my life jacket. That way, no matter what kayak I'm in, I've got that stuff. I have showed up to the water before I started doing that and realized, oh, well, my bait stuff was in the other kayak. So that doesn't happen anymore, thankfully. But that's another thing too, when you fishing a more simple setup, like these fellas that are running planer boards, fishing 8 and 10 rods and stuff, like they gotta have a lot of rigs. You know what I mean? Like they gotta be prepared to be able to replace all them rigs on their rods. But like when I'm fishing with 2 rods, I don't need to carry a bunch of extra rigs with me. I need some, but the likelihood of me losing, I mean, there's a lot of trips. I don't want to jinx it, but I oftentimes go several trips without losing any rigs. So I just don't need to carry as much gear with me. That saves space, it saves time. Also saves bait. I don't need as much bait if I don't need as many rods. So there's a lot of advantages to keeping things simple. Do you catch less fish? I mean, some days you will, sure. But for the most part, I've come to believe that if I'm where I need to be at the time I need to be there, 2 rods is going to keep me plenty busy. If I'm in the wrong place or the right place at the wrong time, it don't matter how many baits I got out. I can't catch fish that ain't there. So, that new rig, something's got it, man. Well, maybe there's just something about this area here, because we got another yet with the yellow rig down there, still ain't been touched. But we've kept casting over here. Of course, we've cast over here so many times now, there has to be a lot of scent in the water right there. There has to be, because of the amount of pack bait we've put over there in that area. I don't know yet if this is a carp or a catfish. That's a cat. Boy, looky there. That one right there might help us in our slot tournament. I've got my measuring board in that front hatch. We'll throw him on the board. How awesome would that be if we could go carp fishing today and prove our catfish tournament score? This one right here, man, he is, I think he may be short of what we need him to be, but he's worth putting on a board to find out. I'm gonna go ahead and net him so we don't have another incident like the last one, breaking us off like that. Folks, this one here is worth putting on a board. I've got my board in that hatch. I've got my tournament identifier there in my bucket here, my hatch between my feet. Give me a hookback fish. Boy, he's hooked good, man. I don't want to bend that thing. There we go, Lordy days. I'll tell you what, folks, let me get in this hatch right here. You can see this mess I've got going on in there. I've got trolling motor battery, fish finder battery box that I rotate between kayaks, drift sock, we've got our measuring board there. Fish, I need you to be over 29 inches and under 30. I know you ain't gonna hit 30, but will you get close to 29? This dang, look at him. He's wanting to curve his body up. Lay down there and relax a minute, fish. Boy, folks, I think he's gonna hit 28 and a half. If he ain't gonna want to be still though. Don't you flop on here. He's too wild. Let me get my tournament identifier. I think I need a fish. I think my smallest fish there is 28 inches. So that'd be a little bit of an upgrade. I still need some fish over 29 though. But every quarter inch, half inch, it all matters, folks. Let me got my phone set up there. These small fish though, boy, they want to flop around nonstop. You know what, while he's calming down, let's go ahead and get this bait back out. We need to get this slime. We need to get this slime off this line too here he's got. He's fired up, buddy. He's just swimming away. Where are you going, fish? He's working on a new exercise program down there. You just flop around, think about what you've done. I'd done have you going if you'd laid on that board for a minute. Just be cooperative. The big ones will lay there easy peasy. The small ones like that, they want to flop around and fight nonstop. Interesting, the last two fish have been catfish. Interesting. Okay. You ready to behave now, fish? He is not. Okay. Just lay like that. Put that on him there. Let me get my camera set up here. Oh, need to move him forward just a smidge. All right, head's against the board, his lips touching. 28.5. Okay, well, that's a smidge of an upgrade there, so I'll take it. See you, Blue Kitty. Like I said, he'd done been gone if he'd cooperate. Well, how about that, folks? That's not the fish that we're after today, but what the heck, man? He's got him there. We might as well take advantage. Makes sense there'd be some cats in here trying to take advantage of this situation going on. Let me just go ahead, we'll submit this fish. I'll give you a leaderboard update. Yeah, picture looks good. Let me go to my tournament dashboard here. I'm gonna hit submit catch. Hold on, there may be pictures here y'all don't need to see. Okay. Now I got it on there, y'all can look. So we put 28.5, we got our picture on there. I'm gonna hit submit. Cell phone service here where I'm at ain't great. We got 2 bars of LTE. 5G they've been talking about for 20 years now. We can't get 3G here where I'm at today. It's hard, man. When you're doing these tournaments, you get in some places, they just ain't enough service to submit a fish. If you're in a tournament that's got the live leaderboard, obviously. It'll eventually get there. We're 31%. We'll do that, and then I'll show you, when it finally submits, we'll show you the leaderboard and see where we're at here. Well, I don't want to mess with this phone until it gets uploaded. I was going to see what today's date is too. It's 20-something. We're going down to the wire. But I got to get me some fish over 29 inches to have a chance at winning. It's doable if you're just in the right place, man, but you gotta You got to get a little bit lucky to get them perfect score fish. I've got fish over here splashing to my right. I think something was, maybe it's just my line moving in the wind. We're 74% now, 82%. AT&T for the win, folks. Dang old AT&T. Don't y'all chime in saying Verizon's any better. They ain't. My parents, you can't even, the people that's got Verizon have to park at the end of the road. Once you turn down my parents' road, Verizon don't work at all. AT&T ain't much better, but at least my parents can make a call. I don't know why in 2025 cell service is still so bad. Oh, look here. I'll be doggone. That rod finally got hit. All right. This is a carp right here for sure. I can tell right away this ain't a cap. Them blue cats like that, even though they're comparable size to some of the carp, their fight's different. They want to start rolling on you. And pound for pound, the blue cats just don't fight as hard as the carp. Now, blue cats have the advantage of getting much bigger, and that's where your better fights come in, as the larger fish. But a 5-pound blue cat versus a 5-pound carp, it ain't even close. 10-pound blue cat versus a 10-pound carp, it ain't even close. Like it's just better, harder fights. This one somehow swam over my other line, didn't get in it. I told y'all, keep this fish. If we had one hit, keep it out of this line, and well, I'll be damned if y'all didn't actually listen to me for once. Well, if I could just get you to net these fish, I'd be set. I still ain't seen him yet, but we've at least got him over here close. I don't think he's going to be able to get in our other line unless he just gets another burst of energy. I would love to pull one of these up and it be a mirror carp. This one ain't going to be, but I got my first buffalo of the year on the last trip. We've gotten some big commons last trip and this trip. I got my first snapping turtle of the year last trip. So the only thing we're missing is a nice mirror. There we go. Yeah, this one here, way too big for me to want to try to cut up for bait, but on the smaller side of the ones we've caught today. He's got that hook, and there it goes. He had a net around that hook. All right. You know what, carp? Let's do you like this. I ain't even gonna have to lay hands on you. How about that for a release, buddy? That's working smarter, not harder right there. Yes, sir. Reset my poles. All right, well, we finally got that other rod hit. This thing's had bad luck on it, bad Judy. Dang old fish, just don't want this rod today. Boy, we've caught a bunch of fish though. I mean, y'all, we've had some longer breaks between fish than I anticipated. But man, I mean, we've caught several fish today. I've lost track. We should have kept track. I guess when I get home, I can scroll through the footage and see how many we got. I'll throw that one way down there again. feel like I was talking about something before that fish hit. Now I can't remember what I was talking about. I done lost my train of thought. It was probably something brilliant too. Oh, we was submitting that fish. Okay, so today's the 27th. That's what today is. So we only got 3 days in tournament left. Yeah, I am 1 inch behind in a tournament. I got 291.5. The fella in front of me is 292.5. My smallest fish now is 28.5 inches. That fish there that we just submitted is my smallest one. But I've got 3 that are 28.5 inches we need to replace. Like if we could replace those 3 fish with fish above 29 inches. Let's see this feller. He's got a 28.75 inches, his smallest one. Now you might be asking, well, Justin, what if you had a tiebreaker? How would that work out? Well, here's how it would go. So 29.75 inches is the biggest fish you can have in this slot tournament, right? So what they would do in a tiebreaker is they would say, who has the most perfect score fish? And so in this situation, right now, he's got 2 and I've got 2. So then it would go, okay, who has the most 29.5 inch fish? He has 2, right now I have 3. So if we were tied, I would win the tiebreaker based on that. But that's what it would do. It would just go down the line. Who has the most 29.75, then 29.5, at 29.25, until you eventually hit that tiebreaker. Now, if you had all 10 fish the exact same, I don't know what would happen then. I guess probably whoever hit it first would probably be crowned the winner. I don't know in that situation. But with 10 fish on the score, I seriously doubt that's going to be an issue. I would imagine at some point down through there, you've got some variance. But we need, man, I'm very torn because we're out of time for me to be fishing this month. But I don't want to just abandon this for me to try to go catch a 29.75 inch catfish that I may not even be able to get. You know, in the tournament, well, there was a fish right there beside us, man. Let me figure out what's going on. Okay, there it comes. That line was taut. I was up against something out there. This tournament, the slot tournament, don't pay very much. Like it's, the payout's very minimal. The motivation for me getting in this tournament was the points champion at the end of the season wins a new kayak, and that is a big prize. The individual tournament payouts aren't very much because the entry fees are cheap. But that kayak is the carrot dangling on the stick. I want to win that thing. And so I thought this month it would probably take 295 inches to win. And it may very well end up taking that. I don't know that other guy there that's in the lead right now. I don't know who that is, so I don't know his situation. How often is he fishing, whatnot? I don't have a clue. So it may end up taking 295, but 297.5 inches. Oh, nice takedown. That one's gonna run a little bit. This is another carp. I hope it's another big one. We're due for another big one, man. Let me tighten down just a little bit more. I don't want to go too tight on him when he's still running. I don't want him going all the way down there and getting us wrapped up in something either. There's some wood. I see wood sticking up over there. I know there's some, and we obviously got that one rig caught in some wood earlier. There's some debris in this creek, so I don't want to end up getting this fish wrapped up in it. The more time you give them to run, the more likely they are to find that stuff. We've been fortunate so far today. I mean, we just lost that one rig in the catfish. I've been pretty lucky. I think this might be a good one. He's made a good run. I'm getting control of him here now, and he feels pretty good. Just pulling in the weight. You know, these rods I've got are lighter tackle catfish rods. These are the Catfish Sumo original chopstick rods. They got a soft tip, which I think is very helpful for casting the pack bait. You're able to kind of lob it, keep from flinging it off. If you got a real stiff rod tip, I've done that before, you just fling the bait off the hook. Or off the feeder, I mean. Yeah, that's another common right here. I keep hoping, man. I just keep hoping, and we're gonna pull up a mirror. Let's get him over here. Let's go ahead and get him in there. That's a good one, buddy. I knew that was a good one. I knew the way he was running, and when I got control of him, I said, that's a good fish, and buddy, we got another slob. That's one right there that's front camera worthy for sure. Oh, man. Look at the size of that thing, y'all. Oh, man. Come here, Carp. Get you out of that net. Won't you calm down for me, okay? Let me just... There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Up, 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 up. Y'all set up here. I want you to take a picture of me and this one, too. This one right here is another good one, buddy. Let me see where that camera's pointing there. Whew. That's a good fish. Golly bum. Oh, he's got that net in his fin. Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute, y'all. There it comes. Golly bum, the size of that thing. Look at the head on him. Oh, I mean, he's thick. That's a thick fish. Nice, man. Whoo. All right, buddy. Let's send you packing. Yo, that's awesome. What an awesome day. It's not been, I mean, I really thought, especially as it's ramped up here with the number of fish, I'm like, we'll cast it out, boom, cast it out, boom. We're having to wait some time between these bites, but the bites are still coming, and they're still coming frequently enough, I mean, to keep me happy. I'm fairly low maintenance anyway, man. I don't need to catch a lot of fish during the day to keep me entertained and keep me happy. But days like this, where you're not only catching numbers of fish frequently, but you're getting some good quality like that fish there. That's a nice carp. I mean, for me, I know the real trophy hunters out there fishing them. I mean, them European and over in England and stuff, like, they call them lakes. They look like ponds to me. But them carp over there they're like pets, man. They're fed, they're grown. Out here in the wild, public waters like this, like they're nice carp to me. I'm excited about them. All right. I don't remember what I was talking about now. Probably it's a tournament, but yeah, anyway, y'all, we're down to the wire. I need some fish that are at least over 29 inches. I'm 1 inch behind with a couple days left to go that I can fish, and I want to be out here. I want to win, But if I go catfishing, there's still no guarantee I'm gonna catch. I mean, you can catch fish all around what we need and have a good day, but not catch the size you need. But if I come out here, I know I'm gonna get bit tomorrow. I mean, as many fish as in here, even if the spawn happens to be winding down, there's still gonna be some fish left in here. And probably some more coming in that's late to the party. Like, not all these fish are gonna spawn at the same time. That's the way it is with all fish. Some of them go a little early, then you get the bulk of them spawn, and then some will go late. I would assume this is the bulk of them here. Old Daniel, he's gonna wish he had come with me today. I offered, man. I reached out to him. I saw all these fish yesterday. I said, Daniel, today's the day, man. We're gonna tear them up. Look, I know you want to spend time with the family, but let them sleep in today. We'll get out here at sunrise and you can be back home by lunchtime and having caught 20 plus fish. He wasn't gonna do it though. He don't fish much. If I'm gonna be down in his area, I always give him a heads up if I'm going down there, but he don't ever get up here this way to fish much. Once or twice a year. I've tried to get him to go down to Florida with me too, go shark fishing, and never works out. I kind of want to go over to the Carolinas. I don't know if I'm gonna get to, but I'd like to go over there next month. Them black tips sharks, they migrate. They go, in the spring, they go from Florida up the coast there toward the Carolinas. And of course, there in the fall, they go back down in the winter to Florida, following that warmer water. I'd like to try to hit that migration, but I don't know if that'll work out. But that would be cool too. Be out there in a situation like we've got here today with all these carp, just hundreds of them everywhere. Be out there in the middle of a bunch of black tip sharks, drop a bait down, boom, catch one. That would be awesome. That's my real, at this point, like, that's my real fascination. Like, when I daydream about fishing, I mean, I love catfishing, don't get me wrong, but I don't really daydream about it that much. When I'm thinking about taking a trip, like, you know how you get in your head, like you're driving down the road, traveling somewhere, you're like thinking about what you'd like to be doing. For me, my mind goes to them black tip sharks. Hooking into one on the kayak, them come flying up through the air, circling around, splashing down. I mean, I'm into the black tip sharks, man. That's my favorite fish to catch right now. So, I don't know how many more of them I need to catch for that novelty to wear off, but right now, if I'm daydreaming about something, it's either Jennifer Lawrence, Liv Morgan. I really like that. I just saw this wrestler, Stephanie Vaucure. She's on NXT apparently. She's hot too. I daydream about her some, and then black tip sharks. That's pretty much what I'm thinking about. Don't tell my girlfriend that. My mind's supposed to always be on her, right? But yeah, I got just a fascination with black tip sharks. I like sharks in general, but black tips have become my favorite because they're a good size for the kayak. You can easily, I won't say land them, but you can like subdue them in a kayak in a reasonable time. Most of them are in that 3 to 6 foot long range. They're very acrobatic. They fight hard. They're super fast. They're just fun. I'm gonna go back down. Of course, me and my girlfriend, we're going down again in November to the Keys, And then I'm gonna try to go back to Florida again in January. I'm gonna try to go down for an extended time in January. Probably not gonna go all the way back. We're going to the Keys there in November, but I'm probably gonna spend most of the time in the Everglades in January. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I really want to hit that area in the winter when all them sharks are in there, in the glades. But that's a long ways off, folks. We're just now here in spring here in East Tennessee. Catfishing's getting better every day. The carp fishing has obviously picked up big time. Once our water temps get above 60, things just change here, and it's a change for the better, I should say. And we're above 60 now. We'll be above 60 all the way up now through October, November, depending on the weather. So, other than the catfish spawn, which I don't know this year, with the white bass and the skipjack being about a month behind, I'm wondering if the catfish won't be a little behind too. Normally here in my area, the blue cats will go on the nest either in late May or early June. It varies, depending on water temperature and whatnot, but if things are about a month behind, they may go toward the end of June this year possibly. We'll see. I don't know. Flatheads usually go on a little bit later, but I don't know. I don't know what caused the skipjack to be a little delayed this year. I feel like, if anything, they would have been early, because we had some warmer temperatures early this year. But I don't know. Golly bum, they are going crazy right here in front of us, man. And I think, just based on what I'm seeing today, I think there's more fish I'm seeing today than what I saw yesterday. So we may still have a few more days of this going on. I definitely, though, I'll tell you what I need to do is if we come back tomorrow, I need to have some pink rigs. Maybe because the water's so muddy. Could that be making a difference? Because we were getting bit on the pink corn like consistently. The yellow, yeah, we've caught some, but it's taking longer. It's taking longer between bites. So, I mean, maybe color is making a difference. Maybe the pink is easier for them, more easier. Listen to my grammar. I'm talking like a lot of people text. But I don't know, maybe it's just easier for them to find in the muddy water or something. But today has been awesome, man. We come out here tomorrow, potentially, have 2 rigs tied on, a pink. Man. I really want to come back tomorrow. I probably won't post back-to-back carp trips, but they're probably going to be filmed back-to-back, assuming I come back here tomorrow. I wonder if I may message Daniel and see if his kinfolk's still in town tomorrow too. Maybe he can fish tomorrow. He's kind of got into the carp fishing, you know, and I'm like, Daniel, this is the best carp fishing it's going to get. I mean, yeah, we'll have days where we catch several fish, maybe get some big fish, but like just the action that we've experienced this morning, like that's hard to replicate on a normal day. Even if you go and bait an area, like you can do, I've done that. I've got videos on my channel like showing those experiments where like I bait a day, throw out some cattle cubes or horse feed, 24 hours in advance, 48 hours in advance, go back and fish. Like, you get on fish doing that, but still, like, the number of fish we've caught today, that's hard to replicate on just a random average trip. I guess the other factor too will be, as far as the catfish trip goes, is can I get some bait? I got my catfish rods, my catfish bait rods with me today. I'm gonna troll on the way back. This creek here ain't really big enough to troll in, but on the way back, the other creek I launched in, I'm gonna troll through it with the spoon and jigs and see if there's any, I don't think there's any skipjack in there, but there might be some white bass. And I'm gonna do that and we'll see what I get, but I gotta find a way. I want to get one more catfish trip in before the month of April ends to see if I can get that last fish I need to get me ahead of this other guy there, assuming he may be out fishing today and the rest of the month for all I know. But I know I'm behind. I know I'm an inch behind right now. So I need to try. I want to do at least one catfish trip before the end of April to see if I can improve my score. Some of the other people fishing, today's probably the last day some of them can fish, with it being a weekend. So there's a chance I could get passed up by some other people, but if that happens, I would assume most likely going to happen today, if it's going to happen. That's the thing about these month-long tournaments, man. It kind of ties up your month. And if you want to do other things, you start kind of getting compelled to try to win the tournament. And our right rod. Look at our rod tip. Something's over there near the bait. He's in that feeder. I'm gonna pick up the rod, and if I feel weight, we're gonna jerk his jaw. He was definitely around that feeder, the way my line was jumping. I think he's got it. No, he don't. Dang, man. I thought I felt him. Apparently I didn't. You saw my line jumping like that. I think when that happens, I think they're like either hitting your line with their tail, or they're there like actually eating off of the feeder, possibly. I've not believed, because I've fished with different color of the plastic corn enough now. Like, I don't really think color matters all that much. But today, the fact that the pink was dominating over the yellow, even when we put the yellow right where we were catching fish with the pink, I'm beginning to think it's made a difference. I'm gonna put a worm on this too. Might as well try it. We probably need to reel in our other line and go ahead and rebait it too, I guess. I didn't cast that as far as I wanted to. We're going to be more inclined to get a tangle right there on that one, folks. I didn't get that one as far out as I would have liked. Yeah, let's rig up with a worm on this one too, since we've lost confidence in the yellow corn. Or we could, I'll tell you what, let's do, instead of doing a worm on this one, do something else. We're going to take some of the corn from our pack bait and we're going to put it on the hook, put it directly on the hook. So we'll have corn on the hook and then the fake corn on the hair rig. Now you can put real corn on the hair rig, but if you do that, you're going to have to replace that corn after every fish. Now it gets tiresome. The plastic corn's a lot more durable. Let's do this right here. See that corn? I mixed up this pack bait last night, so a lot of these kernels are kind of dried out a little bit. But we'll still stick them on there. And that way, if a carp comes along and eating that corn there from the pack bait, he maybe get that hook in the process. All right, we got everything freshly baited. Getting a little low on pack bait there. Oh, we're getting a little low on battery too. Oh, have we really been out here this long? Dang, time has flown by today. It's amazing how catching a bunch of fish will make time fly. I'll probably wrap this video up. So let's see if we can get another fish or two. We're going to get one right now, looks like. Nope. It got pulled a little bit. Maybe it's the kayak moving. Them carp right there, man, they are just sitting still. You can see their backs out of the water. Like, they're so exhausted. They're literally just sitting there right now. Oh, something back on it again. That rod's going to go down in a minute. I think that's going to be the next one to get hit. I need to go back and find that video from a couple years ago and just make sure, just try to make sure the color of the corn I was using was yellow. I think it was. And I remember I was bank fishing. I pulled the kayak up on the bank. But it's been so long now, my memory's not what it used to be. It's funny, I can remember things in great detail from my childhood, if I get my words out. But I can't hardly remember yesterday most of the time. I mean, I swear, y'all, there's more and more fish working up in here. Am I crazy, or is there way more now than there was first thing? Like, there's 8 or 10 fish right here in this little school right here in front of us. Here's another group of them right here. All those that I'm seeing are commons, but I did see that mirror earlier. But there's probably 8 or 10 fish right there in that little group. And they're just like completely stopped right there. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that have stopped, and it's just completely motionless right there. I bet you a lot of these fish don't survive the spawn. Like, I bet it's so exhausting on them physically. I bet a lot of them die during this process. Be like them old men that are getting it on with a woman and drop dead. Right, that's the way to go, man. If you could pick how to go out in life, that would be it. I don't know if these fish feel the same way, but they're right there in front of us. Well, that rod never did go down. I thought something was over there. Something was over there at it, but it never did go. Could it be something as simple as the color of our corn? You know, even if I do go back and find another video, I don't know. I don't remember what the water was like. I don't remember if it was muddy. The water here today is muddy. We've had rain recently. But I can't remember what the conditions were like back then. I used to keep a journal, all my fishing trips. And then I just got away from it completely. But what I probably need to do when special situations happen, like today with the carp spawn, make a note. The dates, the weather, the water conditions, water temperature, water depth, moon phase, all that. And that way, at least in special situations like this, you would have some reference to fall back on, versus just relying on my memory, which gets worse all the time, of, oh yeah, 2 or 3 years ago I got on the carp spawn and this is what I done and this is what happened. Which, I mean, trips like that are memorable. I certainly remember having an awesome day, but I can't remember the exact details. Okay, this rod again, folks. Just a tease. No, he's back on it, man. I'm telling you, there's something there. My line's jumping. Come on, be a mirror carp for us. We need a mirror carp today. He's got it now. Now he's got it. Oh, no, he don't. Dang. Let's go ahead and reel it in. He tugged on it enough. I thought he had it. Did he get her worm? He did get the worm. That was all he got to, apparently. I'll tell you what, since our pack bait is winding down and our camera battery's winding down, and I do need to try to get some catfish bait today, let's go ahead and maybe put a little bit more pack bait on this. Just try to maybe get more scent to that area since we're casting this one further down. More and more, though, I'm thinking it has to do with the color pink. Pink color corn. I'm gonna put another worm on it, though. Might as well. That's just a piece of a worm there. There we go. Little red worms from the Walmart. All right. Let's launch it. Boom. There we go. Put them back up. Well, folks, whether it's the yellow, the pink, whatever, worms or no worms, we have caught fish today. I've had a damn good time. Before I leave out here today, you better believe I'm gonna do a cell phone video and I'm going to talk some major smack to Daniel. Major smack that he's missed out on this. I mean, we've probably caught, I mean, over 10 fish for sure. Probably close to 20 by now, don't you think? 15 or 20 fish? I mean, it's been a lot. Way more than a normal day. And we've had some good quality fish up in here. That's one thing I don't know. I don't really know how you could, like, let's say you just wanted to target the biggest carp, like trophy carp in here. Sure, you could put on a bigger bait, bigger hook that would keep the smaller carp maybe from getting it, but they would eat all your pack bait around it. I don't know if you can target specifically for bigger, other than maybe just fishing areas where bigger carp are more likely to be. But in a public water situation like this, a spawning situation where you've got just so many fish in here, I don't know if how you could really selectively target the biggest fish in here. There might be a way to do it. Them, you know, more experienced professional carp fishermen have probably figured out ways to do it. I'm pretty content though catching the size of the fish we catch. I mean, these fish that are north of 10 pounds on the tackle I use are a blast, and I'm pretty content with them. I just like to be reeling in one right now. That's what I want. I want to reel in one right now. I'd like to have me something to eat too. I didn't bring any snacks today. I figured I'd leave this camera rolling the whole time because oh, is this one going to stay hooked up? I think he's hooked up for real. He is. Good. We are getting another one. I was starting to lose confidence it was going to happen before the battery crapped out. Can we land him though? We've had a few pop free today. This one ain't running hard. He's running toward the other line though, the direction he is swimming. Could we have gone all day without getting a tangle and get one right here before the battery craps out? We need a mirror carp and we need a tangle. I think we got lucky. I think he swam over top of it and didn't get in it. At least yet, anyway. Not a mirror. He's still got a bunch of that pack bait on the feeder too. And the worm's still on the hook. Come here, carp. Oh, don't sling all that off. We might get that hole. We might be able to just cast it out like it is. If we can get rid of him quick here. No, he don't want that happening, does he? Why you gotta be like that for, carp? Give me the worm back at least. Let me get a refund on that worm, carp. There we go. Well, look at that right there, man. I'm not even gonna put any more pack bait on it. I'm gonna send it back out just like it is. That worked out right there. Got a refund. That was a very, very cooperative carp. Really helped us out right there. All right. Well, we got us another one there, didn't we? Whew, y'all. Yeah, I do wish I'd brought me some snacks. I was just gonna leave the camera rolling today because I wanted you to get the experience of what this is like when it's all going on around you. And like I said, I'd hoped we'd just be reeling in fish till our arms got tired. But I wanted you to get the real experience. Look, we just cast it back out. We just got it back out there. He's on. Oh, he ain't now. I picked up too soon. What do you want to bet our worm's gone? We may not get a refund on this one. No, our worm is still on and most of the pack bait too. Let's send it out again. Let's do it again, just like that. But yeah, I like doing this style of video. I know a lot of people's complained that the video's too long, this, that, and the other, which that's their problem, not mine. Hell, I didn't ask them to click on it. But for those of you who do want to come on a real fishing trip, like this is a pretty cool experience. And I mean, aside from just being here in person, this is as close to the experience as what I can offer you. But it's pretty cool being out here, and I'm glad things worked out this year for me to be on the water when this is happening. I missed it last year. I don't know. Oh. I think he's got it. Yep. This feels like a cat though. That feels more like rolling down there. He's come up to the surface already too. I think this is another catfish. How awesome would it be though if the pack bait and the worm was still on the hook? We got 2 fish and 3 bites off that same pack bait and worm combo. Yeah, that's a tiny cat. Little old tiny blue cat. Did you get my worm? The pack bait's still on. Come on in. There you go. He knocked the worm off. I'll give it to him, I guess. You earned it, Blue Kitty. Way too small for our tournament. Still got a little pack bait on. We'll try to add a little more to it though. Put a little more on there. Don't need much, obviously. There seems to be some fish willing to eat right there in that area we're casting now. One of them worms. Just gonna run that through a couple times there on that worm. Cast it again. All right, let's, same general area. What is that, third catfish now? We've had a day. We could have probably maybe the fact there's 3 cats in here that we've caught, probably been some more if we'd had cut bait out, but we might have had turtle issues too. This shallow water temps as warm as they are, you're gonna have a lot of turtles. When I carp fished last weekend, I took out a catfish rod and cut bait, and I caught a snapping turtle. It's the only thing I caught on that rod. So, I don't know, you can make an argument for or against it. I just I really wanted to focus on the carp today because I had seen this going on there yesterday, and I like carp. They've become a fish that I used to consider trash fish when I was young and dumb, but they've become one of my favorite fish to target. Especially when you get into the spring and summer months when boat traffic is real busy out on the main lake and river. On the weekends, I can get back in these creeks and hide, and hell, we ain't seen, knock on wood, we ain't left yet, but we ain't seen a soul back here yet. We've had this place to ourselves. It's been really nice. I mean, it's just amazing how many. I'm just looking around. I'm looking around over here to our right, and I'm like, well, I'm seeing a rod tip. That's more amazing. Here's another one. Well, now it's this rod getting hit continuously. I don't know, man. It's weird the pink was getting it, but it was all in that area, and now that area over there ain't getting hit at all, but we're getting them just down from there. Hell, I don't know. Ain't no point in overthinking it. We're getting bit, and that's what matters. I think it's gonna be a carp, although he ain't been running. There he goes. I ain't 100% convinced it's a carp, but I ain't seen him yet either. We'll see here in a second. We're getting close. I don't know. No, it's a cat. Another catfish. Don't get my motor. There we go. This one here, we're gonna net him. I don't think he's gonna get out from that motor, you fish. Get out from that. Get over there in that net. We're gonna put him on our board. I don't think he's gonna be where we need, but he is a long, skinny fish who left us quite a bit of the pack bait and the worm on. So you know what? Before we put him on the board, let's send it back out as is. The more refunds we can get on that pack bait, the better, since we're running low. Mine and your time's coming to an end because of this battery, but I may stay out here a while longer. Till I'll run out of bait here probably in the next hour or so. Let's put him on the board and see what we got. He's long. I'll be doggone. Lay your head down flat there, fish. Oh, I think he might. He ain't gonna help us much, y'all, but he'll touch 28 3/4. I'll take that extra 1/4 inch. That's what she said. Get my phone ready here. Oh, fish, put your head. There you go. Oh, well, maybe not. I didn't have his head against the board. No, I didn't have his head against the board. He's only 28 1/2 with his head where it needs to be. Let me just double check. I think 28 1/2. Yeah, 28 1/2 is our smallest fish, so he's not going to help. I was excited over that extra 1/4 inch. You let me down, fish. A few more months, that fish will probably be where I needed him to be. Dang. Yeah, I pushed his head against where it needed to be for the picture there and shrunk him a 1/4 inch. George Costanza getting in the pool. We had some shrinkage. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, it looks like we winding down on the battery here, so I'll probably go ahead and call it quits here with y'all, but I'm gonna stay out here for, I don't know, probably another hour or so. I've got yay much pack bait left. So if these fish like that will keep giving me a refund on the bait, maybe I can get me another 5 or 10 fish in the next hour or so. And after that, I'm gonna go and take these other rods, like I said, and troll that other creek I launched in and see if I can get something for catfish bait. But I'm probably, I mean, how do you pass up a bite like this? I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow, do this again, and then, you know, maybe get one catfish trip in before the end of the month and see if I can improve my score. And heck, I mean, with the cats we're catching right now, it's possible I may get another cat here. I mean, that one was close to improving my score. So, I mean, if we luck into one that just happens to be an inch bigger than that one was, then could be what we need right here today, possibly, without even, you know, being on a quote-unquote catfish trip. So, anyway, thanks for coming with me today, y'all. It's been a fun day for me. I hope it's been enjoyable for you, for the 3 or 4 of you that's watched to the end. I hope you've enjoyed it, because it has been, it's a sight to behold nonetheless. It's definitely one of those things, if you can experience it in real life and this kind of fishing, it's awesome. If you have carp fishermen tell you, oh, they won't bite during the spawn, don't believe that nonsense, because we've proved it. They may not bite while they're actively doing their thing, but there's enough fish around them that will bite that you can have a dang good time while the spawn's going on. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna turn off the camera before the battery craps out, and I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the rest of my morning. I'll see you next time.